And we are live and we are back. Good to see you guys. Happy Flaterday and welcome back to the Flat Earth British Think Tank's Flaterday special, weekly flat thumbs. Let me just check my comms in order. Don't go anywhere, stay there. All will be well. Okay, let me check my shit. Fuck. Excuse me. So, let me just check I got actual comms. Yeah, I think I'm there. Good to see you guys. Welcome back. There you are. I can hear myself. Nothing worse than actually talking and, you can't hear me. You all right, guys? Well, what a week that was. So this video here will be dedicated to our loving brother who has been with us for years, Bryan Evans. Now, if you don't know, 2 days ago, I put out a post saying about he was unwell. And so all of you guys were so awesome. A whole bunch of you wished him all the best. And then Richard, his son, who is in, we're really grateful to see you, Richard. We've given you all our praise and love. Thank you for being here. Took it to his father and he's seen it. And shortly after, later that evening, he passed away. So his journey continues. Okay, Brian's no longer with us, but I'm sure we're not going to moan here today, though, guys, because basically, Bryan Evans, he's been sick for a while, and he come here every single Flaterday, right, with his one love and loving on our asses. You've just given us massive love bombs every single week, and you never heard him moan. Okay, that was a man all over. And he chose his journey for truth here, and he was on a path, and he was discovering a lot, yeah? So we're going to celebrate life. Okay, we're going to celebrate it because that's the way you would have wanted it. And, right, I know for a fact, yeah, that he wouldn't miss this juicy one, which is dedicated to him, which is why it's going to be so special, because he was special on Flat Earth British. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for bringing this love and this good feeling, to his family, needing it at a time like this, awesome guy like that, as well. So thank you, all of you. So this one's going to be juicy, okay? I know I always say that, but this time I really mean it, okay? This is going to be so much juice. It's going to be more juice than Mr. Del Monte. It's going to be juicy. So what we're going to talk about and what we're going to decode and what I have decoded is what we've been looking at for quite some time, flat earthers have, is the Prague Clock. And some things you may not have known about it, and some things that we have discovered with it. And the theory or the idea that I'm going to put across today explains everything. It explains everything. If you follow Flat Earth British and you know about my double Taurus model for angels, it's just, well, in my mind, because I wrote a book about it, did a series about it, it was overwhelming proof of what this place was. Well, it proves that is true. It proves mud floods, resets of civilization cyclically over and over again. And it explains map changes. It explains the weather phenomena that we're going through all of the time. Things like the Maunder minimum when it went freezing cold in the Middle Ages in Europe. Northern lights, that can be explained as well in this narrative. They've been seen further south than they've ever been seen before, okay? And they're connected to magnets. And we're going to show you what we think is going on. So buckle in, and later on in the show, I'm going to welcome all of you, a few of you in, and we're going to get on with this early, and then we'll have a break, and then we're going to get on with my next narrative, which is lighting up. Ping! Which we're all going to do during the duration of this epic show. You're into that? You know it. So I'm going to have a little drink and I'm going to say, cheers, Brian Bach. Okay. Cymru I Bath. That's a Bloody Mary, but without the bloody, obviously. So there you go. And yeah, we're going to talk about loads of things in this, and there's going to be hundreds of pictures presented. It's all going to be really juicy as well, guys. Okay. Extra special effort to present today. So who we got in here? We got our lovely India, who has been so awesome in the community, rallying the troops, keeping everything together. She's just awesome. you know, what she does. Doesn't need to do all that. It's just love driven, isn't it? Which is just so awesome. It's what separates us from other communities. You know, it's all about with them. It's all about like, just, I don't even know. I don't even care, actually. We're just groovy. That's what I'm saying, guys. Okay, we're just groovy. Jamie, one love, brother. Julia, good to see you. Or Julie, excuse me. And Atty Griffin. Yes, it will be juicy. No, I know I always say that, but this will be juicy. This will be extra juicy. I'm going to leave you with a changed paradigm, actually, and you're going to be thinking about new things. And this is going to open a whole new plethora of questions for the whole community, including the Antiquitech movement and the flat earthers. They love a proof or two, don't they? Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We do that a lot on Flat Earth British. Looks tasty. It is epic. It's tasty and it is juicy. Yeah, we don't do orange juice on Flat Earth British because we're a non-orange juice organization. Okay, because that's 33. We do tomato juice, or in America, tomato juice. Tomato. It don't matter. So this is going to be juicy. Let me get into it because I'm going to need to clear my Bryan and just get in with the juice today, guys. Okay, and then come back a little bit later, give you all shouts. Oh, excuse me, Vibage is in the house. Good to see you. And oh, Cheryl. Fuck it, all gone blue on me. Why the computers blew out on you? I just don't know what that is. Raina Lusted is in the house. And Nathan, much love to you, Nathan. Nathan Memorial Gardens. And our brother Alpha Billy. Okay, awesome. Yay for a wiggly flat thumbs experience. Wiggly, squiggly flat thumbs. Barbara. And Alvedis is in the house. And Kathleen's in the house. Okay, we're going to do this, babes. We are going to... Well, I can't get into more trouble with them anyway, so it doesn't matter. May as well just spill the beans. So I'll do that. Okay. I don't know why I'm laughing. They're probably going to go, you fucking shit. But I'm like, yeah, and? Amy. So, Magda Stag, good to see you. And just JP. Ian's in the house. Thought crime, which is a crime. Thought crime's a crime. Dirk von Gessel, our brother. And Magavelli. And all the guys. Okay, let's get into the juice. Now, there's lots of things you may not know about the Prague Clock. I was there in Prague 2 years ago, but they said it was on a corner of a street and it took ages to find, and I didn't have too much time. I was on a stopover, so didn't actually get to go and see it, but would love to have. But it's supposed to have 600 years of history, this astronomical clock, but there are many mysteries of how to read it. But when you research it and look into, say, for example, Google pictures of the Prague Clock 1800s, or designs or anything from earlier, I was lucky enough to find some engravings, but they were in my bookmarks. But in the new, very, very limited Google searches that we have these days, all repeated AI or whatever images, it's just gone terrible. It was many, many more years ago. Is big questions. This clock has taken some considerable changes and they don't seem to know what's going on. So I'm going to offer, okay, from massive synchronicities in what we discovered with the Four Angels model of Earth, the double Taurus model of Earth, evidence and proof of flatness of this realm, this inertia plane that we are standing upon. And very, very amazing, mind-blowing proposal of evidence of extra lands, extra terra. Okay, we're going to look at the Hyperborean a little bit because I've managed to get all some translations for what these Latin words say on the Hyperborean Mercator map. Very interesting indeed and very cluey. That'll be later on after all of the evidences and what I'm going to propose. So 297 of you just turned up. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here. Looking hot, Martin. No, I'm not hot. It's gone cool here. It's Just summer is temporarily fucked off again. But I'm sure it'll be back in the near future. Yeah, Prague was awesome. I really liked that place. Owen, good to see you, my brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure to share this out if you can. And Richard Evans there. Love to you all from Llanelli. My dad would have loved this. He would, Richard, and make it extra special juicy, because I really do feel that Richard is you in spirit. You know, I don't ever think it's the end. I think it's just a transition. And hopefully, I love you guys. You know, I know you care for him so much. You eased his journey over, and that's a lot more than a lot of people get in this place. And his suffering's now over as well. I'm guessing he's not in pain anymore. And he knows a damn sight more than we lot do about the nature of reality, that is for sure. So he'll be back. He'll be back. 20 years' time, somebody will come up to me, yeah, and they'll say, my name's Bryan Evans. I'll be like, what? And it'd be like looking up, and it'll be looking like him. Because things come back, I think. You know, it'll be back in no time at all. That's what I think. All good souls come back. Ulach, good to see you. And Kukwais and King James, who is our man McLovin in London. And Fish with dogs. Okay, that's like man, pig, isn't it? Okay, we're not going there. Okay, M People song shared by a hippie there. I love M People. I love Heather Small. The music is awesome. I watch sometimes the video they did in Manchester City Stadium. Fucking hell, she smashed it. She was a brilliant dancer too. Squizzle Sniper, really loving your carving. Good to see you have safety trousers on with your chainsawing. I wouldn't be able to do chainsawing and stuff, especially, you know, not with people around. That's for definite. But yeah, they're just dangerous, aren't they? And things can go wrong with them. Worldwide Ghosts. Welcome, welcome. We've all seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, haven't we? Only joking, Cheryl. Indigenous, what's this? Indigenous, hi. Lost and Found, a history rewritten. So today, the Old World Order film was due to be released. It is the 25th of May after all. But I've yet to hear anything about that off of Mr. Hibbler, but it's still quite early in California, isn't it? So maybe that's it. So we'll see. So let's get stuck into the juice. I'm going to share some images. I'm going to try and explain. It's a bit fiddly. There's a lot of moving parts with this. I'm going to do my best to explain it. If you're a little bit confused by some of the Taurus field mechanics that I mentioned, the double Taurus model that I proposed, then I can, you know, send you in the direction. It's actually on this channel of The Greatest Secret Never Told synopsis. It's 5.5 hours long explaining it all, really. So the rest was on my old channel. It's been deleted. So good job I had a synopsis, although I have got all them videos saved, thankfully. So as I said, this is going to explain it all. So allow me to share my Bryan and some of the discoveries that we have made here on Flat Earth British this week. We start here. Prague Clock. Astronomical clock. There are a few others I've seen in Christendom, but this one is unique, and this is why. So they painted it again in recent days, and there's been a lot of changes, actually, as I'll show you in its short chronology, considering it's 600-year-old, very limited information, and they don't actually know how the fucking thing works. So what you find just at this is we have the inner circle. Okay, this inner circle with the zodiac. And inside, they show you a sort of a globe projection inside. And then you have this ringer going around that and all of these lines coming off in an arc, which would suggest some sort of geometry. Maybe if this ring went around and around, a bit like a spirograph, around and around and around, it would actually create the flower of life. Now, this bottom bit, okay, is incidental. Okay, it is related to reset because basically it's like a manual of what to do after the place got mud flooded and reset. It is gardening tips, how to plant crops, etc., seasons, blah, blah, blah in the bottom bit. Although, is that even there in Antiquity? So there's a lot of iconography around it, a lot of skeletons. There's a lot of, sort of resetty things going on with it. And what you see with the actual clock itself, guys, is below this map that they've got is a black sun. And then on top of that is this disc with the map, and on top of that is this zodiac with the sun and the moon that goes round. Now this entire thing goes around this clock. Excuse me. There it is there. And you can see this map and this paint job is relatively recent. And if you try digging up 1800s, I've got a few. And I found an engraving in an old engravings book, which gives you, you can actually see the flower of life starting. If you continue around the same way as a spirograph, you would indeed get that pattern. And you can see the smaller disc and the disc in the middle. And this bit at the bottom seems to be there in this old engraving. We can't get any substantial 1800s photographs. There's a color engraving showing you that. So that is not what we're finding on our search. We found some unusual finds, which I'm sure you're going to be happy when you see them. This got sent to me coincidentally this week, and it's of another clock, not the Prague clock. This one's in France, and it's showing you I'm on this clock, which is not an astronomical clock, but it has a sun in the middle, and all around it looks like ice. And 4 angels, these 1, 2, 3 circles that you get, and I'm going to show you umpteen times in this post, representing what drives the Taurus field, okay, the magnetic Tauruses. So it's not as massive as you might think. It's like not that much above ground level. Take note of this decoration on this building here, looking pretty ancient, isn't it, over this door, and all of this really is looking pretty ancient. But if you notice, the clock lacks symmetry. Well, you got one side is a door, okay, where you get these puppets or whatever, you coming out. They do a little, not much really. Apparently this is one of the most disappointing tourist attractions in Europe when they do that, and then they go back into the door, clockwork creatures. But there's no door the other side, and it lacks symmetry. Was it always this way? Okay. And there's an old photograph, but you can't see the bit in the middle, but you can see the black sun underneath. And as you can see, there's a close-up here of what it is done in the modern days. They've touched this up. This has been newly painted, and they put, well, like it's a globe projection in the middle. And that's one of the oldest photographs I can find, but you can see that there may have been a door on this other side here. And it just seems really strange. You've got all this decoration here, and the balance is completely disproportionate. It makes no sense in architectural sense. So it's taken some changes, and that is guaranteed. And then you get to these photographs, which appears that the thing was completely destroyed in World War II in Prague. None of the clock actually looks like it's even existing, so we can't really substantiate what was there before. These look like holes going further into the building at the top. The rest has been completely dismantled. Interesting what is in the middle, can't make it out. It looks like it made into glass or something. The whole thing is gone and shattered. And the disc below doesn't seem to be there, but you've got 2 padlock holes, which might indicate that it's held a disc at some stage, but it's not apparent in that picture of the Prague clock absolutely blitzed, and the building next to it. You can still see the ladder there, still not long after it's been completely blitzed in the war. So it's been completely renovated since then, guys. And not only that, it's been painted since then. But I couldn't find any images like really satisfying on Google searches, but I did on Almy. Unfortunately, I can't buy these images, but they show you the clock before it was a globe clock. And what have you got here, guys? You've got an azimuthal equidistant flat Earth map. There's also one there showing. and not that contour lines globe that we witnessed in them other photographs. We have an azimuthal equidistant. So they've changed it. They've changed, which is interesting in itself, that they took the azimuthal equidistant and then they put in this contoured Mercator type projection thing on it, not the flat Earth azimuthal equidistant map, which is interesting in itself, I find. Why they would even do that, but we know the answer anyway. So yeah, so there's evidence that they changed the map, and this puts a whole new field of inquiry into it, the flat Earth map. Okay, we move on. So a few years ago, I showed this beautiful little AE map that's in Darling Park in Sydney. The designer of this map suggests, I'm going to show you a bigger image later, that there's more than just our plane. Okay, it shows you these magnetic propagation lines, technasmia lines, and it shows them expanding out, but not off of this central thing. Okay, in fact, you can see the shape of the fish in there when you extend it out. We'll look at it later. And in the middle, Mount Meru. Which would suggest that there was other lands on this map. Actually, the designer is suggesting there's magnetic fields off of other lands, which are not all projected by this center bit. NASA used this flower of life thing here, but as you can see, over the azimuthal equidistant, the flower of life circles on a grid pattern based on Earth nodes. So if you can imagine, it doesn't show on there, but if you can imagine the, that first circle that we see on the clock, and if you can imagine that it, through ages, journeys. Why has the Prague astronomical clock been showing accurately on a flat surface the time of day, the position of the sun and the moon, and other astronomical details since 14010? Very questionable, because the Earth is flat. So, but you can see that other projection in the center of that clock, the later one, more modern one that we showed. Okay, so establishing that they used to have an AE map in there. Okay, we have a black sun underneath. Now, if you imagine, for example, we'll just chuck it out there for helpful for this post, the moon map. The moon map, although I'm not actually suggesting in this, I think we're a reflection of the moon on the moon surface, or that we're in a crater, because I can't actually prove any of that, but it is very tempting, okay, to think that the moon map is showing us extra lands outside of our bit here inside that. Now, if you imagine, okay, on the clock, the Prague clock, this is moving around and around the Prague clock. And as you can see on extended technasmia lines, like I just showed you on the Darling Park map. If you imagine also, okay, that this bit in the middle is where we live, okay, the warm bit, okay, the warm bit. And that everything outside this middle bit, without the sun and the moon circling, is frozen. It's frozen. And not only frozen ice wall, but land and ice. And if this thing, okay, this bit here, the center bit, okay, with the dome, okay, is traveling slowly, okay, and I mean ages and ages, then this would explain everything from mud floods. So if it moves close to Antarctica, our sun, the sun may melt some of the ice, and the ice may all pour in to our pond, because we're on a low level, apparently. And then that would cause a Noah's flood and a mud flood, and compression could cause plasma events as well, and a reset of civilization, which has happened to every single one of them, including possibly ours in the future. Migrations of people. So if this continued its journey, and then the Hyperborea, which I'll show you on maps later, was in fact green and beautiful, but is now still there, but frozen. And the population right next to Tartaria. Hyperborea is practically touching Tartaria. I shit you not. The sea around there in the old days, It's called the Tartarian Ocean. The population forced out because of Ragnarok and had to re-situate themselves into Taria and the rest of the world. And this would explain why Oriental people have eyes for cold climates, you know, for ice and snow when they're not from that part of the world. They seem to come from a further place, further north. Okay. And the deserts that we see today, they could have been frozen deserts, and this is what's caused them in the first place. These dramatic changes in what they say is climate is our journey to release other lands that are all out here. So if you imagine this bit, it may take an eon, it may take ages, like literally ages, but it moves slightly. And this may be the sound that we can hear, the hum, and maybe these metallic sounds we can hear, celestial trumpets that people are hearing is the mechanism of it, slightly turning, slightly moving, like it's showing on there. So it would definitely explain the Northern Lights. Now, the black hole bit itself, there's questions with that. Now, it is under the plane because because of the way the two Taurus fields buckle under and then come up the North Pole hole, one going up and one going down simultaneously, which gives us is that, you know, magnetic pull, which they call gravity. When it comes into an infinite denseness, which is so dense that the light can't escape it, which is the black sun, which is the opposite negative polarity to the positive of our sun, and it's part of the mechanism. And the North Pole hole, Mount Meru, remembering there's no South Pole, the South Pole is underneath Mount Meru, and Mount Meru, the magnetic mountain, if you like, where the North Pole hole is situated in the center of Hyperboreum. You know, they've been telling us that we're the center of the universe and it's always been about us. Well, I think they actually might have been correct on that, because the center bit is what survives Ragnarok and the rest, the resets, a place in motion, a place in movement. Now, this is the UN and World Health Organization symbol for the Earth, and they have no Antarctica on here because there is no Antarctica as such. And they show you the laurel leaf of control, the Phoenician thing all the way around it, because I am convinced the Babylonian people, the empire, are, I think, ultimately the Aryans or the Phoenicians, ultimately. So they show you it in 33, again, like Masonic symbology, in 33 subsections. Now, there's got to be more reasoning to that. I was thinking years ago with it. And, you know, there's got to be a place, you know, for extra land. The Kabawashi map. I discovered this a lifetime ago when I was going through newspapers, but it got away from me a bit. But now everyone has seen it. And it shows continents outside. And if you imagine this bit is in that ring in the astronomical clock in Prague. And it's turning and it's turning and it's coming to other lands, and everything outside this is frozen. And as it comes to other lands, like for example Phoenicia that was, or Atlantis that is now frozen or in an apocalyptic state, and then when the sun and moon move, and I'll show you the mechanism for that shortly, towards these outer worlds, outer realms, and making them inhabitable. And then every epoch, if you like, or every civilization, we had to resituate. This would explain why I've shown you so many alchemical maps where they show you geographical places. And I've said to you 100 times, guys, I have, what is this shit? That's nowhere I've seen before. These maps are nowhere. I've never seen any of them. They're not of this realm. How many times? And it might explain that. And Phoenicia itself, you know, is in a place elsewhere. That architecture, that Greco-Roman architecture, the architecture of the gods, you know, these big columns and all of that, you know, that's in their lands and it's not in the middle bit. Okay. Yeah. That could be warming up. I really do think Antarctica as a place going around us, this place here, I think that it's been warm, you know, before. This is the, as you know, the 1590, I think it is, the Urbano Monte map. And it shows you, you know, the center bit, the Hyperborean, the lands in the middle. We'll have a look at them shortly. And all of these lands inhabited, but nowhere do you see ice and snow on any of these. You know, you get the same with the Mappa Mundi, you get the same with other azimuthal equidistant maps. It doesn't seem to be any snow, but outside of here is other worlds. And at some time, they didn't seem to have any ice on them. And here's a Dutch plate here that also shows you the azimuthal equidistant. And this is from official sources. And there's no Antarctica on here, but they have shown you ice all the way around. But I think it's ice and land. Now, this was put out there years ago. I can't obviously corroborate, but it's just for an idea, guys, okay? That there are ways through that have been thawing, which would suggest, you know, there's a lot of musical tracks that says they're coming back. And maybe that is the case, that they're coming back, you know, the second coming. In my mind, I think they mean the second coming of King Arthur. I'll get to that a little bit later. Now, there are ways through, and then there's all of these other continents and other lands, but they are frozen, as you can see. So, like the Prague Clock can literally, if read correctly, I believe, I think that it could predict when we get there, when the changes take place, when we get to these other places. I think that it will predict coming catastrophes and resets of civilization, I think, that are predicted on that cosmological clock. So I think. So yeah, the Cabawache map. As you can see, it doesn't really give you a Hyperborea in the middle, but it gives you these rings all the way around, which I find really interesting. This is supposed to be a 1,000-year-old Buddhist map, by the way. In correlation with, you know, what we just discussed concerning the circle in the clock. So here we go. The Hyperborean, as I'm sure a lot of you know, is 4 continents. I have proposed that this thing is, you know, imaging of magnetic waves that we can see in propagation coming from it, the source of all tides and many other things. But it's on countless old world maps. Why? And you get lands like Friesland, you get like a weird overextending Greenland. And then, as you know, anomalies like Island California. The maps have taken some changes and some powwows. This one here, Antarctica, is an old 1600s map. And as you can see, you know, they've mapped all the Americas pretty okay. And it's an azimuthal equidistant. No Antarctica, obviously, but they have got these 4 continents, which they seem to know a lot about. So if this circle, which is here, is going like your spirograph, like this, looping, I imagine that the bits between there would be okay for a while. I think that the elites know what's going on. I think they're clearing areas. I think that places that are now hot are really hot, some places, and deserty. Some of them places are going to do really well. Other places, like maybe California, maybe getting colder, wetter, and then eventually snowier. So 1593 here, this map, and everyone at this period seems to be mapping continents in the middle. So they could be just still there and sort of Mount Meru and just frozen over, waiting for it to come around again and thaw it out again. So this map is really interesting, this Mercator projection. I don't know whether you've seen it, but again, note the circles on the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although they are showing something, you know, some descriptions and some islands, it's also the 4 angels again on this, and you'll see it everywhere. You won't miss it. I'll show you 1,000 times. So if you're not orientated with this map, this is all of the Americas at the time, what they say. This is Asia. This bit here with the purple outline is all Tartaria. And Tartaria is that far away from the Hyperborean. So if you can imagine, if the weather is getting inhabitable, it's getting too cold, everyone is going to do a mass migration south. Now, what's happening at the moment, guys? Corporates have taken over. It's mass migrations everywhere. Everyone's being displaced. People in their own countries are getting replaced, kicked out, put on the streets, and replaced by other fucking populations. They couldn't give a fuck at the moment because they're playing for time. And I do think that these changes are going to happen to different places, because this place is not what we think it is. It's like what Tesla said, guys. It's a realm. As you can see here, this is all Tartaria, this with the pink outline, all the way to the borders of Muscovy. And it is just a hop, skip, and the jump from Hyperborean. And isn't it interesting that California Regio here, California, but it's not California. It's supposed to be inside the Arctic Circle, but there's not much snow going on. We got a little really interesting bit of translations for some of these Latin things it says on the Hyperborean map. One of them is, it is called by our people Gog, like Gog and Magog, like the bushes in their Illuminati 322 handles, or in the biblical stories of Armageddon, Gog and Magog. It's just, you know, it's quite, you know, prolific, but there it is in the Hyperborean. Mongol called Magog. So you got Gog and Magog, which is situated apparently, excuse me, in the Hyperborea. And there are mountain ranges. And look at all these buildings as well, like castles and stuff. Belgian Mountain in Hyperborea. And Tartar Village. They've got a Tartar village in Hyperborea. This river is 37 miles in width and remains frozen for about 3 months every year. So like the River St. Lawrence, it freezes over. Okay, so with the sun, you know, the spring, imagine a spring. Wow, wow, wow. Well, if you imagine the sun coming in like a spring, okay, comes to the center, that's their summer, and then it moves back out again, that's your spring, and then back out to the outer hemisphere, the southern bits, and that's their summer. Okay, so, and then spring back in again. This island is the best and healthiest in the north. So maybe that's the situation, that they had islands that weren't as healthy. But that sounds like it's pretty nice there in that part of Hyperborea. Cool. Pygmies live here, 4 feet long at the top, which they called skrei fingerers. Does it say fingerers? In Greenland. So they exist in Greenland as well, apparently, these. And I imagine Greenland was actually green then, not like now. Not that we know what it looks like, because I've been there, have we? New correct map of the flat surface stationary Earth by Abazad, which is a famous old flat Earth map. Again, it gives you that black sun in the middle. It's got some sort of Arabic writing around the edge, but it's the flat plane where we live. And as you can see, this is Tartaria. Okay, so we got America, which is bang next to Tartaria, which is all this bit here. As we know, you know, it's a place of the Caffars, and further south, the China chart is Chinese Tatari in 1700s. So it was at some stage. All of this is Tartaria, okay, and it's just next to America, and it's just next to the Hyperborea as well, right next to it. In fact, this close to it. So how long does it take? Well, I'll tell you how long it takes for it to move. How long does the magnetic North Pole take to move? It's on the move, isn't it? Well, they tell us it's on the move. They tell us that it's coming down to the actual Russian coast, not in the center where it used to be. I'm not talking about the geographical North Pole. I'm talking about the magnetic North Pole, the important one. And it's on the move, isn't it? The magnetics are all over the place. The sun is weak as piss, and consciousness has dropped. So the magnetics have gotten weak because we're going through a change. It's coming. So yeah, they migrated out of Hyperborea, came down into Tartaria. That would explain these Atlantean type technologies that they're exhibiting, you know, sacred geometry and beautiful principles of mathematics into architecture. Just wow. Darling Park, there you go, in Sydney. If you can see the Vesca piscis, the fish, or also could be an eye, I guess, but it is the fish there. But there is no need to have the extended propagation of magnetics this far away from the center plane of the double torus, which I can show you later and explain. What this is suggesting is there's more land out here, out here, out here, and these are magnetic propagation lines from them. Is what that is suggesting. And I said, and I noticed this like literally years ago, and now with the clock, I'm convinced. And the Antarctica, okay, well, there's mysteries like galore, isn't there? The treaty and all of the weird celebrities that have apparently been down there to see a penguin. But apparently, I think that there's green bits down here. I think that this place has been thawing a while, and I think it's because of what I've just been talking about. And the Phoenicians, who did rule us, they came from somewhere, that they came from the sea, and they have not come back for a while. They're missing, aren't they? But they're all over our architecture with their ugly stuff. But if you look on this map of Antarctica, Phoenicia is actually mapped here. And Terra Sanctum, sanctuary, sanctuary in this place. And it's not ice, there's big cities. So this place has got cold. This place got cold. And the Phoenicians took to the sea. And here in Patagonia is famous for giants, elongated heads in Peru further north, and all of these unusual peoples that seem to come from elsewhere. They seem to have mapped Antarctica pretty well in the past, wouldn't you say? And there's even an inland sea, 2 seas here, one there and one there, with a V, which would suggest, you know, that the, you know, Euphrates and the Tigris, you know, Phoenicia, it's just, they repeat everything. Why build one Earth when you can build 2, eh? I proposed on The Greatest Secret Never Told about and I wrote a book, Holy Grail of Flat Earth, proposing it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought but it was a little bit too complicated for a lot of people. So if you imagine the sun and the moon, driven by electromagnetic propulsion and repulsion, repelled and propelled. Now this table here, oh, it's dry ice, but magnetism is driving this, excuse me, this disc around. Okay, if you imagine like you get a piece of paper with a magnet and you put magnetic filings and you go like that, if you imagine that's how the black sun is working, is under, okay, the inertia plane, yeah, magnetic, okay, and it helps with the journey over this plane, okay, magnetically, electromagnetically, of that, whatever it is, the plasma thing, and the moon, okay, which is obviously not a planet or anything. It is a magnetic, white magnetic light is what it is, the moon. So as you can see, Darling Park I was looking into in that series because that had me convinced of more lands, and I really do think it's all about more lands. Here is a graphic of the North Pole hole. If you can see this middle image, it shows you the vortex of the North Pole hole, and then the spike, which is the Mount Meru, the magnetic mountain, and then it goes back into this this place where lights cannot escape. And when it does escape, it gets electrified. Electrified light is laser light, which is the northern lights we witness. They come from the North Pole hole, and they have been seen further south than ever. I was told that this would be quite some serious thing when I was a kid, but they're not mentioning that, where the magnetic poles could indicate their flippage, but that's going on their ideas and models. And so it would look like this at the middle. That it would be the North Pole hole, or where the black sun would be situated. How does it get in the sky? How does it block the moon? Block the sun, which is not the moon. I think that there's another body, possibly. You know, they say Ragu, but I'm undecided. But the moon has nothing to do with that. So dust, the desert. The desert. We have proposed plasma events, Faches events, which turn these green, posh, nice places into, excuse me, into dust. Okay. what if they were frozen, deep freezed, the rest resets, which is also water, by the way. And I'm not disputing like mud flood, because when the water all pours in from the fits around, as we move, get to that icy bit, that falls off, the ice off that runs into you, causes an apocalypse, causes a flood, causes a mud flood. And then all of that new juicy land, 10 million square fucking miles of green land, is there ready to occupy. So what we got to do is we move on to a new place, these fabled lands that we've always heard about, like Atlantis, etc., which they don't know where they are now. They're such a mystery. And all of these fabled islands and lands that they talk about. In there. That's where we are. So the black sun magnet. You imagine if I had an image of the Taurus around a ring magnet, for example, which is what it would be around us for this mechanism to work. Let me just show you a graphic for the double Taurus in case you just don't know what I'm talking about. These are all images from Greatest Secret Never Told, where I broke down the X code and some of the greatest decodes of flat of British history. So, excuse me, Taurus field physics, and I have a double Taurus, my flat Earth British double Taurus. So, like I just showed you, we are in here. Okay, this is our flat plane. The inertia plane, we can't stand on the inertia plane, so we suggest that is 8 kilometers below our feet, because that's the deepest they could drill, because they drilled into the inertia plane. Okay, we won't be able to sit directly on it. Clues, the sign for Libra. And the donut in, okay, it goes into the North Pole hole, and simultaneously exactly the same thing is happening with the other Taurus, and that is passing one another simultaneously in the North Pole hole, and is creating that what they call gravity, the thing that's holding us down. Okay, guys, and there's some graphics to show you the magnetism over the North Pole, looking down on the North Pole hole. Okay, and as you can see, it looks like a swastika. And a lot of people have suggested these are magnetic lines all the way around this central bit, which is where the Hyperborea, I think, is frozen up. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on up. Moving on up. Okay, and I can share that if you want to know more about all of this, which I'm showing you concerning the Greatest Secret Never Told. No, I'm going to share some floral life. Okay, now if you extend that circle around and around, it would act like a spiral graph, and eventually it would make a beautiful floral life, because it seems that everything in this fractal geometrical reality adheres to geometry, beautiful geometry. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about, in the next bit of this post, the effect that this would have had on humanity, the organs and the somatic windows and the resonance. What would it have done? Well, it would have lit us up. It would have healed. I'm going to show you some evidence from bas reliefs, which will show you people being healed at the altar and lighting them back up. Yeah, finding that key, finding that charge. It's all about vibration. It's all about perspective. It's all about the right attitude in this place, guys. Otherwise, in fact, you're just going to manifest a shit show. And they got us, man. They got everyone manifesting shit shows for them. Yeah, they actually like, shit, he's not going with the program. He's doing his own thing. Really annoying to them. But, you know, it's never going to take with all of us. I mean, the hypnotism, is it? It's just not going to happen. So some of these images here, let me just share you. There's the clock again, if you can imagine. Everything outside of this bit here, dome over there, azimuth equidistant in the middle, that's our Earth. The technasmia lines, like I showed you on the Darling map, coming round in the flower of life shape, turning and turning and turning through ages, takes ages and then literally everything outside is iced. And then as the thawing happens, it resets inside, and then everyone has to get out and remigrate to the next bits that are thawed, other worlds. It's like an island hop, the eternal island hop. Eventually, we can come back home. And maybe This is why we think that this realm, a lot of us, this place where we live, is like, I ain't from here. This ain't my home, yo. I feel like that. And then what we're talking about, a spiritual place, a head in a jar. What about vault life? What about pod life? You know, is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about a geographical location of our ancestry, deep set into our soul, or we know we belong to, like another world, another realm, up there somewhere? Yet to be thought. So, Antiquity seems to know everything there is to know about this realm. They seem to know a lot more. They put it into their architecture. As you can see there, beautiful flower life into some sort of geometric shape for, I'm guessing, just to shift the consciousness of the individual that goes into that building. Star thoughts, exactly the same. Individual somatic patterns there. Love, gratitude, eternal. And they exhibited in different star thoughts, different frequencies, as many different frequencies for star thoughts as there is for church windows. There seem to be one set for each. And you can see, again, the dome in there. And you even get, like, most time I'm noticing now, only just recently, the 4 angels seem to be set up on our churches as, you know, as the part of their design. But it is part of the mechanism anyway, microcosm, macrocosm. Mount Meru there, and as you can see, you're not going to be able to see these lines, and you're not going to be able to see what's going on here as well. But it is a nesting technology that is powering this place. This place is electric, yeah? Our friend's electric. This is an electric universe. There's no doubt about we are electric. That's what drives us. That's what drives our minds, electric. So this magnetic propagation out of this place in the middle is what's causing all of it. It's all part of this natural cycle. They took us so far away from, you know, people learning about what they are in this place and who we are in this place, you know, constantly undermining our place in this, you know, when it is all about us. Okay, it's about us to work it out, guys. Yeah, it's a puzzle. There's somebody, some great intelligence has laid down all of these different clues and puzzles for us, and that can't be by accident, guys. That's for us to pick up on, for some people to pick up on. That's for definite. It's for definite, because once you discover them, your head is like, whoa, the fuck. So that's another idea of where Earth is, on the back of a turtle, and also God's footstool. Excuse me, and that is on a old ancient shield, and as you can see, they know how the land's in the middle, and you've got all of this ice bit, which looks like, you know, the floor of Himmler's castle, because it was a black sun was a big thing with Himmler, because they knew all about this place, guys, and we were so, you know, we were close to it, we were close to the mark, but we weren't all the way there. 4 angels, even in the Eiffel Tower, I couldn't believe it when I seen it. They have to replicate that Taurus energy everywhere, you see. So let me just flick through and show you some more of these images. These are all to do with the flower of life. You will see it exhibited every single where in nature, everywhere from pigeon coops. And there's a mandala, as you know. Mount Meru is in the center, acting like a speaker, giving off a low frequency. And this low frequency, we think, I'm proposing, holds the water dome in place. Because water can hold in stasis with an acoustic frequency, can hold water in place. A low audible hum. You can see the moon, you can see the sun traveling around this flat plane. And this, like I just showed you, shows you the flower life, but it's the magnetic propagation of Mount Meru. And the Indians definitely knew about it. And they got something going on all the way around there as well, haven't they? Looks like fire, and then it goes to what looks like ice all the way around on that Muslim mandala. Okay, let's just move on. Seem to have some dates anomalies here. I've got so many images. Look at it. Look at how many examples in architecture this is made out of seashells. This is in Margate, I think it is, in England. They got like a seashell cave or something, which is craziness. And these somatic windows, which are absolutely beautiful. And I'll show you what happens to you in a sound machine later in this post. Look at this. Absolutely mind-blowing how what they knew of antiquity in antiquity. It's got J's all the way around. J. I was reading a little bit of a book, not to sidetrack us any, but I was reading a little book which proposed that the similarities between the death of Jesus Christ and the death of Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar got stabbed, got grassed up by his buddies. Jesus got stabbed in the chest as well, and he got grassed up by his buddies, or one of them. So yeah, it's a lot of so some people suggested that, but they didn't live in the same timeline according to their chronology, so it's a bit difficult to determine. I thought it was interesting. I don't think it is. I think it's King Arthur. So, and I think King Arthur's coming back, is what I think, because this, when King Arthur's here, this realm goes fantastic. When King Arthur's here, skippity-doo that day, all day long. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder for everybody when he's in the realm. It brings all the goodness back. And yeah, you could call it Jesus if you want. It's that consciousness, guys. And let's be honest, we all want Christ-like attributations, don't we? We don't want to be, we want to be more like him than the other fucker, because the other fucker, like, literally sucks, like in every regard. That's interesting. Under St. Michael's Mount, all these different levels. I wonder if they're actually under there, and all of that underground. Look at that starfort design from Antiquity. Absolutely amazing. All tied into this field of inquiry, the starforts. You can just see it. They're screaming at you. Advanced technology is just mind-blowing to think about. Everywhere they show you the beauty of this place, and it is just mind-blowing to think, you know, these revelations will make you, you know, I think I'm holy anyway, but I think revelations like this will make you holy, and that's what I think it looks like. If you look down at the sun, if you were able to, that is what I think you'd see. It would look like the Floralight, because it would be different tubes of the Faché sun that is projecting, if you like, our reality. We could well be in vault life. There's some weird changes. The weirdest one, this fucks my head up a little bit, is, you know, Gibbons or Simmons, the guy that's done he's like the Mr. Motivator in America. He does all that keep fit back in the day, and he's famous for wearing that headband. You know, the guy with the fuzzy afro guy. He was funny. Do you remember him? Yeah, he never ever wore a headband. Yeah, he's famous for wearing a headband. Mandela affected again. So, okay, you can see the donut Taurus there. I proposed double Taurus because it's actually encoded everywhere in Antiquity, so I don't think I'm making any mistakes. Plus, I've shown evidence over and over and over. I haven't even got an argument in my consciousness anymore, guys, about what this place is. I know in my soul, and I'm happy to share it. And if people pick up on the information, study it for themselves, they will find out it's true. There again, 4 angels, the mechanism for this place. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Just the potential, I think, is just mind-blowing for it all. So, what do you think of all that then, guys? Wow. So they're going to be saying in my comments, oh man, Soundgarden done a track, Black Hole Sun. Yeah, I know. So there's another clue. And somatics. And it's all the same, a snowdrop, a teardrop, all of nature, all of architecture, the structure of the place where we live in is all the same. So, thank you for the angel to give me that information as well. The angel of the Lord. Okay, and this is good. This is a star in a jar. So this will clue us into the next bit of information, which is concerning lighting up. Now, bio or sonoluminescence, they don't talk about that too much. Bioluminescence is creatures can light up themselves. And it's an interesting little experiment you could do there with a glass of water, which shows you sundogs. Sweet. Sweet! And snowdrops, every single one individual. Why would that be? And look, they even look like they're made of ones and zeros, part of the collective. That's what we could be. We could be jellyfish. Yeah, not just pod life. We could literally be jellyfish, just plop, plop, plopping around. Yeah. Oh. And all that energy locked in the ether. And they charge everyone. They're screwing everyone on energy prices. Anyway, let's not... Just a silver liner minor, eh? I'm not even going to concentrate on how much we're shafted. That's just the way of the world. Yeah, it's always going to be that way. This will show you the synapses in the mind, in the brain, all being electrical impulses in a graphic, because that's what we are. We are biomechanical robots. So some of these people have actually suggested that these blue glasses are part of the structure of said firmament above us. Crazy crystal forms. And what about that? What is the stars? Are just air pockets attached into the glass firmament in the waters above. And I would concur with that. I think that would definitely work in principle and in theory, even explaining shooting stars and possibly even comets. So yeah, so that's what we do. We search for the beauty in the world, don't we? Not the bullshit and bullshit on toast. There's no point. So sky stone, the mysteries of stone made from pure oxygen. Sky stone. I think it's like water, but it could be like solid, like water. Deuterium, heavy water is solid, isn't it? Solid water. Or you could be a head in a jar. That would be more fun. Yeah, just sitting there in a jar. You wouldn't know anything about it. You think you have a full body in that, because basically it's, well, it's first view player, isn't it, in this game? So you wouldn't even know if you were head in a jar. I don't think so, though. I think that there's something more going on. I think that it is divine. Oh, look at them balloons there. They look like little penises. I think there is more going on. I think it is divine. And I don't like to undermine reality with the idea of a simulation. It gets too tronny, and then that cuts out divinity. And I do think that holy, and I think the other people are holy as well. And they're holy. And I don't mean like you've got like nostrils and a belly button and stuff, although I do. But mystic. Anyway, a mystic. Because there must be some reason I think the way I do. Anyway, we're moving on. Look at that bug. I fucking love it. Anyway, I'm going to come back and visit you all, see what I want, because I haven't got a clue, and see what you're thinking about and stuff. And then I'm going to show you images of Star and Jar. 605 of you watching. Thanks for being here, guys. Happy Flaterday to you. If you don't know already, this video has been dedicated to our beloved brother, Bryan Evans, who's no longer with us. He's passed over and gone on his journey. And I hope, and I know, that he will travel well. So that's why we're so epic today. In case you're wondering, holy fudge cake, Matt, how come this is so epic? That's why. Flat Earth British response. Okay, let's have a look. Vaughn, Austin, okay, 6 alpha. Yeah, exactly. And Alpha Billy. Grinder scrapings. That's nothing wrong with grinder scrapings, bro. Lucky you. Whew. How long have you been saving up? No, good to see you. Dimples Marianne, thanks for sending. You bought my book. So when you read the Holy Grail, if you haven't already, of our Flat Earth, Marianne, you'll be way ahead of everything that I just explained. You'd be like, fuck yeah. Because once you know that bit, you know this bit, you know it's all true. Which is even more mind-blowing, because they told everyone they were living on a spinning ball in a vacuum of space. And basically, vacuum sucks, doesn't it? Like, literally. So Wheezy Stump Warren Martin, you're a shooting star. I was born under a wandering star. So I think that's what they've done with a lot of people, you know, in this clusterfuck that's been happening. Not to focus on it, but I think maybe something that happened in the last couple of years, but I think people have been detached from source, from the oversoul, from your guardian angel, if you like. People have been cut off. And I got to be honest with you, that has been like, you know, no matter what I've done in my life, you know, that was my main fear, is like fucking that up, fucking up my grace. of God is what I main fear. Once that's gone, I'm like, what's the fucking point? This is just no fucking don't want to do it. Because it means that much to me to stay in grace of God and grace of the oversoul. And I think that a lot of people have been disconnected. I really do. They just, and I don't blame them. And I got no sympathy for them either. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't blame them because they're products of incredibly sophisticated social engineering programs. With all the rest, they're looking at subliminals all day on TV. They don't even know they're seeing, and they're piling them in. The internet has got infinitely weird since AI got weird. But AI tells porcupines, guys. Yeah, if you ask AI, is the Earth flat? It just comes out with a load of shit. It's like it toes the party line and it lies. So, and it just doesn't know anything anyway. So that's not a big help, is it? And that's the way it's going. So, yeah. Silver lining of that, it's going to help people make flashier videos for YouTube. So I won't be using that because I like it organic. Okay, because that's where it's at. Okay, unless I'm doing flashy adverts and India's going to make them. There, holistic India. Oh, thanks, India. You're so lovely what you do. Margaret Walter, very, very lovely, kind lady. Mr. Beast fan and Laura Kira's cabin. Oh, come on. Are you what? Are you still being tested and are you doing great? No, I'm doing all right. I'm doing Irie, thanks very much. Okay. Better than ever. Spiritually. And intellectually as well. Yeah. So, Aloya. AI is hype and it's only a language model. Yeah, we don't care about all that, do we? Whatever. I'm sure they're not going to have all that anyway in the future. It's not going to bother. Because King Arthur's coming back. And this place was going to be like the Celestine prophecy, yo. It's going to be awesome, guys. There'll be no more suffering, no more anything, because no more jello. Yeah. And no more anything, because people won't need to, because they're all going to be in a high state of consciousness, just loving. They're not going to be saying it's going to be like some fucking hippie commune where everyone's smiling at one another all day and fucking high-fiving, because that would get old really quick. I would definitely be wanting to have a fight by then. So, no, I'm only joking. Well, maybe not. I am human after all. So, yeah, you know, you got to break pattern, haven't you? You know, so it's breaking pattern is what's important in this place. I'm breaking pattern right now by not breaking pattern. Yeah, that's right. I am. So Siri says, yes, the Earth is flat. Yeah, I know. I did have words up with Siri back in the day, Truthies. And she said that. Yeah, she said she got the truth going on. So I'm not moaning about Siri, Manny. I'm moaning about all the others, AI. And Alexa over there, who's got like, I don't know what's the matter with her. She goes all weird on me. She's got passive-aggressive fucking television. A flow? It is, guys, it is. You ask for Radiohead and fucking Teletubbies comes on. It's like, what the fuck? I said Radiohead, not fucking Teletubbies. Doesn't even sound the same. D. Hansen, yes, on Disconnect. And yeah, I think that's happening to a lot of people. And it is heartbreaking to see that because, you know, that's the underlying thing with me in my life, you know, is that I'm like, so lucky to have it, I think. But to not have it, it's like, what would life be like? I don't even imagine. It would just be empty. I don't want to think about it anyway, because thinking about things makes things come true. That's how this place works. That's why they keep bumming everyone out. So everyone's bummed out, talking about bummed out things, and then things get bummed out. It's true. It's true. It's like that guy, gay man following on Balls of Steel. Do you ever remember Balls of Steel? Yeah. I'm not saying what he said, what he's famous for. Live on YouTube. Ryan Indoctrinated, and Catherine, and Danny Devers. I'll have one of you say it. Danny Danvers. It's by design, The Harvest. So, I think that's a pretty good, we're going to be on a high tonight, we are. I think that's a pretty good decode of the clock. It's got a flat Earth map in the middle. So they wanted to, like, you know, cover that over. And what it's actually doing, I really do think that's what's going on, guys. It's just too much evidence by now overlapping through all ancient cultures. You know, where's all of these I got a book over there called Lost Civilizations. Literally every single fucking civilization has vanished off the face of the earth. The fucking Hebrews, the Hittites, the fucking, you name it, they're all gone. Egyptians, all gone, disappeared. Where did they go? They got to move. This place gets reset. And there's more land outside. Much more land. Much more land. And it becomes accessible to us eventually. But I think all this takes time. The thing is with the controllers, if you call them that, is they don't do time the same as us. If you watched, for example, that Fallout, for example, they were quite happy to sit there for 200, 300 years, kill everyone on Earth's surface and reoccupy Earth's surface with the vault dwellers. They literally, the people that survived, like, not to spoil it for you, but they built New California and they nuked it. It's like, no, you ain't surviving, fuck you. And the vault dwellers there. And they stated in that, time means nothing to us. We can wait as long as it takes. And I think that's what's going on with them, guys. It may be not long for us because we don't get that long here. Okay. But to them, hundreds of years is a drop in your, it don't mean nothing. It's days. It don't mean nothing to them. They're outside your time. So that is what's going on. And that explains the maps, the resets of civilization, the mud floods, the moving, where nobody's where they're supposed to be, the moving, migrations, mass migrations of people, the arrivals. It fucking explains that. Where's Hyperborea? It explains that. The weirdness of Antarctica. It explains that. The electromagnetic model is solidified by the Prague Clock, guys. It's just mind-blowing. Wow, Kathleen Muscati. Dinner's on Mike and I. Miss Cheryl and Martin, or whatever. Miss Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl. You're on for a curry. Oh, thanks. That's really lovely. Thank you so much. Mr. Beast fan. So, yeah, there's a festival coming in the end of June, which is, I guess, 6 weeks away. And then, like, guys, you're going to want to see this. Honest to God. It's just like, do you know many living legends are going to be in one place? I mean, living legends for this generation, guys, and they fucking are. They are. They are. You got David Weiss. You got David Mannell. You got fucking Mark Devlin. You got Dave allegedly Dave Murphy. You got me, and all of these crazy big choofers all in one place at one time, and they are all like the epic flat earthers. So this is going to be like a massive flat earth gathering of all of the flat earthers over here in Britain land. It's going to be a goodie. It's going to be a goodie. I can't wait for that. Just out in the UK, yeah, conference 777, that one is the end of June, just outside Bournemouth on the south coast in Dorset. That's linked up down below. It's called Sounds Beautiful Festival. So camping in a field, and they got all healing things going on and stuff, you know, so it'll be good. And you get a bang of drums, so I'll be doing quite a bit of that in my spare time. Because I like banging drums. We all like banging drums, don't we? So Bugman, Epi, darling, what's happening? Damn it, I won't be there. Because you never got on a plane. You've got to fly. Or get a boat, get a coracle. They're little Welsh round boats. They're awesome. They can go across the Atlantic on them. They did it years ago. Big things are happening. Yeah, it's a good buzz. It's a good buzz because people are so good. And the Truther community is just fucking epic, man. Just so epic. You got me, man. You fucking got me. Okay, 7-0. Let's get back into some juice because it's not be a really long post this week. Okay, guys, this is going to be just mic drops for them. Okay. Oh, that's blooming lovely. That is tomato juice. Evelyn. Sounds like Evil Lynn, doesn't it? Evelyn. The rise and fall really depends on the sun. It really does. And as you know, Set the controls for the heart of the sun. The sun is on a change, isn't it? It used to be orange, and now it's pissy white, and it's watery, and the seasons have completely changed from when I was a boy. Winters in Britain used to be really fucking cold, deep snow, all the rest, frost from September, and then boiling hot summers right the way through my childhood, first 20 years of my life, say. Now, that's never happening anymore. Now it's just like this year, it's just been like damp, shit, dark, nothing. It's just the weirdest weather, and it's just getting like progressively crummier and more extreme because they call it CC, climate change, but I'm saying this is a natural cycle that they are marketing, that is written into our reality. It is a bottom underlying thing of all of reality is civilizations get reset. And it seems that there's no way out of that. But we get a certain amount of time to build civilization to a certain point before it gets wiped out and falls again. Now, this civilization here, they think they're at the pinnacle, don't they? They brag, but really they're just scraping along on the bones of their ass on a skeleton crew with shitty buildings and temporary buildings because they're not really bothering for the future because that's not what they're planning for at all. They're planning for some places in this place are going to be cold as fuck, and other places that were previously warm, cold, are going to be warmer, which is happening, and that's why, and that's what that clock shows you, and that's why they changed it, destroyed it, completely changed its mechanism, changed the face of it. Then it gets painted over. What was it? Two years ago, they painted like literally since COVID, they painted that, and they painted a fucking globe on it when originally it was an AE, azimuth equidistant flat Earth map. Should tell you everything you want to know. Suck on that, Simon down. Not that you can make a video and decode all of this because you haven't read my book, The Holy Grail of the Flat Earth, which in my mind was the greatest flat Earth proof that was ever put out. In my mind. Because it was proof. And it was overpowering proof. It was undeniable proof because I showed you the evidence over and over and over again in many, many different formats that they show us what this place is. Okay. Marianne. Okay, let's get in back into the juice. Grenville, I got your t-shirt on the other day you give me. Hope I come back to Texas and meet up. Dude, I know, but I live so far away right now. And the future's so bright, we got to wear shades. Okay. AKA activation pineal gland. Okay, we've got tuning forks here. And if you put the tuning fork on your pineal gland, yeah, like that, yeah, it vibrates all your Bryan, feels lush. And not only that, it gives your pineal gland a little bit of a tickle, which is really, really nice, actually. I think it releases some DMT or something. Anyway, Chris W. and Margaret. Rainfall like clockwork. There's no doubt that this place, the mechanism is just like a Swiss watch, isn't it? Okay, they can predict things and stuff. Like the eclipse where the moon doesn't actually show up at all, and the thing goes black, and then the moon doesn't move away at all either. Something else completely going on. I remember from the 2017 eclipse when I seen that phenomenon the first time, blew my head off. Changed my. That night I was in a stinking mood because my paradigm had been fucking battered. I was like, where the fuck was the moon? It looked like, you know, if you get a camera reflecting, you know, in the movies, you get a camera, it's got a glow, and it's got the movie on the screen. If you imagine that with a shutter rate where it refreshes like that. And that's exactly how I seen it, you know, like the sun's, you know, the art and the life giver. Huggaroonies, Felina's giving me huggaroonies all around today because we're feeling fucking like really groovy people right now. And Brian's here in spirit, and I just know he is tonight. I knew that. Thank you, whoever that is, because he wouldn't miss this juice. I know him. Your yummy dessert for dinner. Oh, thanks, Magic Nova. I don't eat that much. I literally eat water. It's why I'm so thin. I don't eat much at all. I have 1 meal a day, and I don't even bother really much. I eat when I'm hungry. And munchies are not to be mistaken with hunger, by the way. They're not the same thing. Oh, Aaron. And Anson. I'm very sorry, Anson. Fucking dyslexic. Thomas Larson, good to see you. So welcome all. Yeah, share this out. Share the juice. This is pretty, you know, it's pretty shareable, this one. There's not been any naked breasts or any penises as such or anything like that happening just yet. Peppermint oil and scalp seems to tingle the brain as well. Listen, I tell you what, there's loads of things to tingle the Brian, let me tell you. I'm a specialist in how to get the tingle in Brighton. Let me tell you, I've been working on it for, well, actually 50 years now. Yeah, man, I'm very cerebral. D'Angelo, my bro. All tells porky pies. They do tell porky pies. And they eat all the pies too. They tell porky pies and they eat all the pies. You ate all the pies. You ate all the pies. Pine tea, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, I had... today, but I didn't have it, but it was here. Pine nuts. Things called pine are good for like pineal glands, and pine nuts are really good. They got that oil in them. Oh, it's raining. They got that oil in them, and it's really good for your pineal gland. So, pine tar shampoo. I haven't seen that, Margaret. Bet that is nice. Yeah, I've been using Voo 5. I think it's called. I don't get hair problems. Austin G. The term whitewashing comes from the World's Fair PSYOPs. Oh, is it? So listen to that. PSYOPs to reintroduce antiquitechnological they allowed back by destroying the past with his history. Okay, that's really good. Austin G. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Beast. Fan. And AKA pineal glands. Right, let's get back into the juice. Now, star in a jar. Oil is juice, says Flat Earth British subscriber channel. Who is Lee Flat Earth British? Much love to you, Lee. How's it going, my old spargage? Yeah, it's awesome to be alive, Lee. Let's all be feeling really epic and groovy because we are. Innit? Literally smashed it today, right, guys? I got to the other end of the day and managed to stay alive. Fuck yeah. If you do that every day, right, get through the day, drink coffee, don't kill anyone, don't get yourself killed. Huh? Fuck yeah. Kill the hive mind. Okay. Kill a hive mind. Where will we get a honey? And Chris, tell them about the honey money. Mr. Rasta, good to see my friend. Okay, let's get into the groove of things. And epic time travel tube. Oh no, its channel was good. Okay, yeah. No. Let's get back into the juiceage. I'll show some images. I got my winds up by then. I've gone all hot. Oh, don't know what's going on. So let's light up like the holy ones. And what you find is auras that all around. Hey, Lee, Flat British subscriber channel. Are you there? Are you listening to me? You paying attention? They're like, oh, we know this. This guy's got potato on his head and rocks on his shoulders. Some sort of healing, I guess. He had a bit of a migraine. Doesn't matter. That's not applicable to what I'm trying to say. He's got a disc of golden light behind him because he's lit up, because he's got this vibration, this key. Yeah. Same sort of key that activates a fusion generator, I suspect. Here is John Wick, or Neo, or crazy as fuck, Keanu Reeves. I hope you don't watch my channel. Well, I really like you, Matt Damon, Kevin Bacon, Spacey, whatever your name is, Ryan. Anyway, he lit up as well from his close to $1 billion bank account. That made him light up. And they tell you all about it with the Masonic symbology of the All-Seeing Eye, the pyramid, and the plasma ballast that you see coming out of it. And it's all in the shape of an eye as well, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. So here is Buddha, who is also a chick in this case, but I don't think this is Buddha, actually. I'm not sure who this is, but can you see this cross thing they get in the background? They also got the dove from above. Again, like, you know, I think she's kissing a parakeet or something, or maybe she's going to bite its head off. I think she's got a box of parakeets there. Not sure. Really weird. Bunny rabbits. Ah. Anyway, it's besides the point. She's lit up. She's naked. She's lit up. Now, humans do glow. Okay. We can't see it, but we do glow because we're made of electric. In fact, we're made of condensed light, as you may or may not know. The human body emits visible light, known as human bioluminescence. Now, I got loads of that, which is why when I walk into a room, everyone knows I fucking arrived because I light the fucking place up. But it's just too dim for our eyes to detect. I don't think so. Take some mushrooms, you'll see it. The team of Japanese scientists studied this in 2009, and they found that participants glowed throughout the day, with their brightest spots appearing around the forehead, the neck, cheeks in the late afternoon, bum cheeks, and the dimmest bioluminescence were recorded late at night. Isn't that interesting? Late at night, we're glowing. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't even have lights on, just lay in bed, glow. Okay. Even the Eastern people, not just the Christians, but the Chinese or the Japanese in this case, have the glow going on when they find the glow to light up. How do they do it? How do they get the star in the jar? Well, we think, myself, Flat Earth British subscriber channel, who's got a wicked image I'm going to show you, that I think that they do this in the sound machines that we know. So, yeah, Joshua there and Jesus there. Apparently, he was a brother originally, but again, he's lit up. And you see that cross, and he's showing you this book. Don't know what book it is. And there's Jesus. It's like, I wish they wouldn't do the Baphomet position. It puts me right off. I don't know what's going on with that. It doesn't matter anyway. Join this. I was going to join Trump's Space Force, but I'm not feeling that this year. I don't know, but I might join Jesus Space Force. I want to join. So write to Flat Earth British, P.O. Box, Flat Earth British. I want to join Jesus Space Army. And I'm looking for an army, actually. I want an army of 250,000 because there's only 3.3 million Welsh for my... I got a humble idea of expansionism for the Welsh people because that's the way I'm thinking. So we'll get to that later. Not in a Hitler Lebensfrau way at all, really much. So, well, it's a bit like it, but, you know, that's the way of the world. So here's a guy that's like Jesus. Now, Jesus is awesome. This is what Jesus done, right? He said to this guy who was ill as fuck, yo. He's like, I'm proper ill. Jesus said, right, I'm going to do this only the once, okay? And this is what he said. You listening? Okay. He said, you are healed. Now go home and don't mention being ill again. And he went home and he was completely healed. So Jesus is like, yeah, you don't be going on about all that. Get home and all will be well. Okay. So here's Jesus. He's curing a leper. Now, apparently, according to the movies, the leper was not too happy about it. There he was, minding his own business, a leper with a livelihood. And then this do-gooder, or in his terminology, a fucking do-gooder, came along and cured him. Yeah, not so much as a buy or leave, cured. And that's what Jesus done. He cured a leper. I'm not sure how he did that. Maybe he has miracles, doesn't he? And that's where it's at. See, when you're lit up, you can do miracles. Okay, you can do miracles. Oh yeah. Here's Mary. Mary, she's lit the fuck up. I don't know how she got pregnant though, because she was a virgin. So apparently, I don't know about stuff like this, but she got enunciated by a archangel Gabriel, I think it was. Okay, don't let his name put you off, Gabriel. I don't think that's the case at all because he enunciates. Is it a colloquial term, enunciation? Because you get pregnant. Anyway, she got pregnant with the Messiah. Here he is. I think he maybe had the Benjamin Button scenario going on because he looks proper old here. He's like, Mummy, Mummy, what's this thing here? It's a little bird. No, no, don't bite its head off. Put it down. As you can see, this is a pear. I want to eat the bird. No, eat the pear. So I think pears are code as well. So yeah, it looks like they weren't born in a stable. They got a few quid. I'm not sure how that happens, but you know, he's only some fucking skint. Shit, wasn't it? So here they are, some really hideously ugly Cherubanuskis. They're lit up as well. Okay, Jesus is lit up. But funnily enough, I checked out a load of crucifixion pictures, and his aura, his light up, has been dimmed. So I think when they kick the shit out of you and do the Passion of Christ thing on you, I think because you're so fucking pissed off, I think it dims your glow. I think that's what happens in real life as well. I think they get to you and they dim your glow. By, you know, getting pissed off about things, like because you've been tortured by the Romans. You're not so lit up, but you've got to keep lit up. That's the thing here, guys. You've got to maintain your lit upness. Okay, we're like beings. You want to shine that room out. You want to literally shine so fucking bright that they got to wear shades. The future's so bright, you got to wear shades. And Jesus as well. Okay. He's a big, whopping, great magic mushroom. So if you eat Jesus' head, like there, okay, it's a biogaric, okay, and again, you will light up, ping, because you've healed yourself. You can see all the little rays of light coming out here. Don't know about the weird sigil stuff in the background. It's pretty evil. So here's a nativity scene. Usually they got in a reset. Oh, let me open my window. I've got all hot. That's not a stable at all, really, is it, guys? And somebody's having a little watch. So let's have a look who's lit up. Interestingly, the Magi who travel from the east, Persia, with gold, frankincense, and myrrh, offering gifts, sucking up. For later, they're not lit up. The angels are lit up because they're already the workmen waving. Hi, angel. Hi, workman. Nice angel people. Interaction going on there, quite sweet. And there's baby Jesus. Joseph wondering who the father is, which is understandable, isn't it, really? So yeah, fucking great. And looks like she's had twins as well. Did you have a little brother? Because there's another baby there as well. Well, I think that King Arthur is Jesus, and I think King Arthur is definitely coming back. I think King Arthur is going to be kicking ass. And guess what, guys? He's got a magician with him. Guess what his name is? Yeah, the Atlantean Merlin. Yeah, can search it out. It's going to be fucking epic, guys. I'm way in the gang. I am. Yeah. In fact, I'm on the table. I'm taking all you guys with me to epicness. So here's that door. Lee's in the chat. He sent this over. And there's images of people on altars here, as you can see. Like this lady here. She's been stuffed, a bit like baptized, like John the Bappo. And then to the Antiquitech machine, to the altar to alter you. And then eventually you, like a star in a jar, light up and glow. So there you are. This guy lit up, but he lit up so much because he had a lot of enthusiasm on the idea. And he lit up and he actually exploded his head. So the key is with this guy is less exuberance when you light the fuck up. Yeah. It's like, okay, you lit up. Get over it already. You don't want to be exploding your fucking head. That's what happens if you overdo this scenario. Okay. We need to practice maybe. Okay, I'm thinking maybe Lee would light up first, but I might light up with him at the same time. I don't mind. But we'll both light up together. Simultaneous light up live on YouTube. And then everyone in the world will light up. And then all of them will be cured. And then we, as we originally knew we would do, planned, yeah, save humanity. Because that's definitely on our bucket list. And that's definitely on the, well, that's on the cards. That's going to happen. Tough fucking shitsky New World Order. They must really get pissed off. Do you know when the CIA are watching us now on the big screen? Yeah, you got some at the back are definitely spudding one another, going, I like him. Yeah, but the ones on the front, the crusties that have been in it since Bush's day, yeah, they're like, fucking Welshman. Yeah, Oh, you just know it, especially when I'm telling all of these big, like, mic drop truths. So, Sanctus. So you can see some saints. Now, somebody told me etymologically, saints mean Satan. I don't think that's the case etymology. I can't see any evidence of that, actually, when I searched it myself. Sanctus, Sanctus, but it does look like Sanctus, Sanct Satan. So I'm not saying all saints, although they did make a YouTuber who went viral scratching his bollocks a saint recently, which sort of tells you how fucked this realm actually is. So let's have a look at some more lit up ones with golden discs of light. All of that knowledge, all that knowledgey stuff. They couldn't even invent a biro pen. Anyway, we move on to Flaterday Fink. These are images I've collected for beauty and questions about it all. Okay. Are you ready? Much love to everybody. Thanks for being here, guys. This has been an awesome experience. 600 of you here. Yay. Clean soul, sanity. Wales rules, CJ. Oh, well, I will. We're about to be a superpower in the near future because we got it in the movie, a zombie film. World War X, World War Z. So that's definitely on the cards. Right, so I'm going to share with you some Van Eyck. One of my favourite Flemish artists. If you don't know already, I study Flemish art and maps, and they're my favourite. And the schools that we look into, Van Eyck and stuff, and what you get is the same sort of coding. So the red cape, the thing that the Cherubanuskis eternally hold in all of the paintings, all of the symbols and everything. And most people, if not all, in Renaissance art are weirdly blonde-haired or gingers. Why is that? Is the whole population of the world blonde-haired and ginger? And Italian people, well, not maybe the Flemish, yeah, but Italian people are not. And the Italian Renaissance, like the Venice School of Art, all ginger in Italy. But you know why, don't you? Because they're the Iranians. That's right. So lilies, synonymous with death. I once asked a woman in Hereford Cathedral, why are you putting the lilies in front of, they built a little cave where Jesus went into for 3 days. It's really cute. They put lilies outside, and she said they represented death. I felt that was a nice touch. So this is interesting. It's from an old movie with Peter Sellers. You know Peter Sellers, the British comedian. But I thought it was an interesting altar and full of clues. You've got the Ark of the Covenant and the two angels and this sun disk. And she's standing, or it's standing on the moon. And they come up like the laurel leaves. And then you've got the 3 candles either side, which is a little bit like the pillars, if you like. But I thought that was deeply coded. And in there, you get the 2 tablets of Noah. So I'm guessing it is the Ark of the Covenant. So when you see kings bestowed, now with the reset of civilization, that is definitely a replacement of monarchy. Our monarchy is about to do one, as you know, our king. He's not very well, and other members of the royal family. So they're going to have a switcheroony in a minute. Not like that way, although it will be. They're going to have a switcheroony, and they're going to have a new royal in Britain, which would be like, they're going to pretend by the newspapers, the British people actually give a fuck. Weirdly, they don't. So here we go. You get tempests that have been summoned up. These are interesting, these here, look. Bells on these palm trees. I think there could be some sort of flood prevention. I want to show you this. I've mentioned it before. It is definitely a factor in the reset, and it's this. I've noticed that this ball, this metallic ball that they all step on, right, they have to connect to. Their foot is always on this. Jesus rides one, and all kings like James here. Charles, excuse me. Charles here is got his foot on this ball. And what you see in the background, tempests and waves and crashing lightning, because he's got the crown of thorns there, and he's at an altar, and he seems to have the ability, does King Charles before he lost his head, to summon up a storm, and it's something to do with that ball, and the crown's touching it as well. That's got to be something to do with it. Oh, hang on, the corona as well, the light of the corona, and the light coming from there, they look like hitting him, and the wind's hitting the ship. Really interesting. So there's that ball again, as you can see, and this Van Eyck is an amazing picture, this one. There's so much going on. You get the rainbow, okay, the angels with the trumpets bringing in sound vibration. Angels here carrying fasces type things. I think that is a fasces. And Jesus, who's got a plant in his ear and a sword on the other, and he's in the red Superman cape. As you know, all superheroes wear red capes, it's standard. And he's standing on a golden orb. And here's one of his buddies. He's ordered everyone get naked. It's like, it's okay, like, touching me, touching you, And so he's got everyone to get naked. Got some strange ideas. And half of you, you've been righteous. Yeah, I've been searching 40 years for a righteous person in this place. All you people are not righteous, but you are. You can go into the church. Do we have to be naked? Oh, yes, you're going to need to be naked. Saves us taking your clothes off later. Sorry, what? Are you sure this is the good place? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then all the bad people, they didn't do good at all. Apparently, they get their asses burned off and stuff in hell. And it's all decided by other people. So, church, naked, or hell and burn. Okay. Any of them not, can we choose? Is there only two choices? Only two doors? Can we have a third door? So here's another king from Antiquity. King Poofinger. King Poofinger has a orb, and he's showing you with a cross on it, and he's saying basically with his mind. He's got a green cape, so he's more your Green Lantern superpower over Superman powers. And he's basically psychically saying, I am the power. Okay. So there's the resetting tool. It's the Gorgon, the plasma. You can see the star bursts coming off here, the plasma bursts coming off of a lizardy bits, which are serpents, which are electromagnetic charge, and then all of the goodies that are falling out of the horns of plenty, which turn up and splatter this place in new vegetation and life after a reset, because it's all come from another place in here. Notice the massive city in the background, guys, or skyscrapery and shit. We're actually positively sure all this went out on in the distant past, 2,000 years ago. Look, see that Roman soldier there? He's trying to heat a baked potato on Jesus's aura. You can still see he's got his aura going on. There's his name, Henry. And there's the other two. 1, 2, up on the hill. And everyone's dressed in medieval clothes, by the way, guys. Okay. There's somebody getting... Oh, there's always muggings. I wonder if anyone sold any Jesus merchandise. I would. I got a few T-shirts in. Somebody's getting stabbed to death in the head there. So these are supposed to be Roman fucking soldiers, guys, in the 2,000 years ago. And they look like medieval stupids. This guy's being let down because he didn't actually do anything wrong. Mistaken identity. They were actually looking for a girl, but he was woke. So again, here's the angel through the Joachim and Bois Masonic pillars. Are you witnessing this? And she's also riding the wrecking ball, yeah, with not a stitch on, guys, yeah, bollock naked. And there's the celestial spheres. And then she's come flying down as the G, like the Bee Gees. Staying alive. And if you watch a video to Staying Alive, they shows you reset civilization and like Mad Max world, but it's really like studios. So yeah, these people with strange other sciences, you know, some of them with hermetics, the others with the alchemical and all of that strange mystical magic of the Persians, the magi, the magic, all I think originated in other places. I don't think this place, like I said, has been occupied as long as you might think. And Antiquity will show us that. Few resets. And on to the next bits of lands where we actually came from. So there's Jesus. One of his gang grassed him the fuck up. Give him a kiss in the park. It's like, I didn't want him to know I wasn't coming out. And what they have in? Magic mushrooms. Big, juicy brown fried garlic. I know you're saying it's bread. No, it's not. And he, look at him. He's got a slush puppy. He's got a slush puppy. He's got brain freeze. So they're all lit up because they're his disciples. They're his gang. There's 12 of them as well, just like constellations of 12 and over 12 months and 12 loads of 12s. But there you go. What's he doing? Oh, let me smell you. Oh, I'm going to miss your smell when you're dead. So I'm not actually going to die. So I'm going to miss you. I'm going to smell you. You smell lovely. You smell pine fresh flash. So what we got here, I noticed in this Van Eyck picture, this lampshade here shows up in other paintings as well. It's exactly the same lampshade. I don't know why. I spilled my fucking drink on me then. It's like blood. So yeah, what they show you in these paintings is the Phoenicians, yeah, gathering up all of the shit of a reset. So that's all the paintings and everything. There's loads. There's a whole school of art of these from Van Eyck and Rubens as well. Van Eyck and Rubens. It's like, look how pretty you are in the mirror. It's like, yeah, fucking awesome. This is an interesting little map. It's an Arab map. It's really, really old. But what it shows you is only like Asia and Africa and Europe. And it shows you again 4 angels, but more so, they literally show you a Taurus, like for the 4 angels. Interestingly, on this ancient map, they seem to show you in Australia, which is unusual because it hasn't been discovered. And also, they have some sort of constellations here, but it's interesting they got a second disc outside of this disc. And I know the Americas are not on there, but there is something there because apparently the Americas were still underwater because of the reset. But interesting picture and looks like a boat. Right, let's move on. Radiolariums. We can thank Flat Earth British and Rudy Marley for the radiolariums, who look at distinctively like maybe buildings and architecture and some sorts of clothing and lots of things in our reality, because I think that's what they're basing it all down to. I think they repeat everything in this place. But we are limited for ideas, and there's only X amount of building materials as well, I noticed, and it all comes from this realm, doesn't it? So this is interesting. I think that says Constantinople. It's in Russian, 1939. I think that's... I think that's Sebastopol. And I think these are Russian, and they have a giant head in the ground. And all of those loads and loads of people found a giant's head. If you're Russian, you'll know what that says, but I think it is Russian, and it's not you know. Found a giant head. So there's Melusine with, again, she's shooting out of her parts the horns of plenty, and they are shooting out loads of vegetation and groovy color because they're basically replenishing the place after a reset, the mermaids. And she's got blonde hair because all of these mermaids have. And here's some Phoenician architecture reliefs. And you see this one breast out pretty often. And they've got the straight nose going on with the Phoenicians. You don't see them except on architecture because they live elsewhere. So these interesting gentlemen in China, and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and they found a big, massive bell. This is the bell the lady in Kung Fu Hustle blew when she fought the Frogman. If you haven't seen Kung Fu Hustle, forget what I just said. Although it is one of the greatest films in the history of movies. So, not to blow smoke up Chinese asses, but it is fucking epic. And the acting is brilliant. But not as good as Red Cliff. Don't worry about all that. Anyway, they found a bell. So, And here's some strange carvings for Amiens Cathedral from the Middle Ages. We have a Bacchus, which is, as you know, Dionysus, which is one personification of Satan. You have Gorgon and whoever that is. Oh, that's a Persian, the Medusa of Persia. So that's the Persian Medusa. She's Persian now. She's not in Greece no more. She's in Persia. Persian Medusa. Here is the Sham of Tartary, Grand Sham of Tartary, who coincidentally has a red cape. He also has a scepter. He also has a crown type affair. He also has somebody like a Chevanuski, if you like, following him around with the mirror. Even in Tartaria, they got that same stuff going on. Oh my, yeah. So what's she doing when she's lifting her hands up? She's like literally mind controlling you. Yeah. And she's got ginger hair. They always have. She's got the same top on as the Mona Lisa. Exactly the same style. She's got green silk on though, but she's got these three things which show you that she's lit up. But they're really weird, aren't they? Oh my, yangy. I don't know why I keep saying that. Here's a lady with bee technology, taken from the animal kingdom. Bees, these from bees, and these lace from bees, and it's a type of technology. Also, other bugs get impersonated in clothing, and even ants, but bees because of the structure of society. Also, ambidextrousness was a thing. So she's starting from the bottom and starting from the top. She's writing one way and she's writing another all at the same time. Here's another example. And look how fine their things are. Red satin, golden goblet, and lovely writing pens. Can you do that? They just had unbelievable skills back then. So this is in Germany, but it's showing you unbelievably weird gargoyles, but it's a slightly different spin on Phoenicia. You can see the wings, gorgons, or gargoyles, I should say. But you got the grapes all the way up the arches. A lot of these little angeled demon type things. But a lot of detail on that. And again, Antiquitech. So this building has flame going up the middle, this tower, which looks rather big. It says Al Tamis there, and aura. So that is water and air and ether. So it's a gadget. And what happens at the top of the tower is you see a Melusine, and she's got a trumpet, and then all of these all the way around. So Antiquitech, a type of technology used in allegorical form. So all of these are ginger too, aren't they? And they're trying really, really hard to sing a song that they don't really want to sing. But look at their stuff. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I have promised. So they're not going to enjoy later private prayer sessions. And this lady, wow, she's got some shit going on. Check. She's got the auburn hair. 10 million pounds worth of clothing, eat your heart out, Madonna, and she's got the golden dome above her. So, spectate your soul. But look, check the crown though, guys, what she got on there. Lilies, roses, and massive jewels. I don't know what she's reading, though. It could be Mills and Boone or something, but I think it's Karl Marx. It'll be Karl Marx. Jesus again. And why, again, in another painting, is he in this massive skyscrapered city? And how many stories on that skyscraper? And what's that on the top? Oh, but he's still lit up there, but he's got loads of words on his, and it's not really a cross either. And how indignified that they left him in a tiny pair of budgie smugglers, guys. They could have, for the whole of reality, Catholic Church suck ass. They really do, guys. They could have fucking put some clothes on. And here they are. Again, loads of ginger people. Well, they would, wasn't they? It's supposed to be in fucking Israel or whatever, in Palestine. So, of course, the floor's going to be covered with skeletons. Everyone's going to be ginger, looking from the Middle Ages. Again, he's got a red cape on, I notice. But nobody's taking any notice. Only them lot look. But these lot are all looking the other way. Don't seem to be interested in the show. They're looking that way, uninterested. They're looking at the view of the skyscrapers. They're thinking the same. How the fuck did that not get you? Yesterday it was mud huts. So here is the coming through the window, the dove from above. And here is the angel Gabriel. And he's enunciating a ginger Mary, hairy Mary, as we know her in of British. And she's going to be pregnant. It's awesome. No willing necessary. Church of Mary Immaculate, Coinky Dink, in Nelson, in British Columbia, in 1899. And it's a Greco-Romano temple, and everything around there is covered in shit. And look at the mud coming down here as well. What a strange way to build it. Did they need to dig that or build cough dams? Or the mud's just all fallen against it? I think it was there. And I think it was the old world, which was there. So, yeah, the world could look like this and not like a vandalized inner city of fuck knows who all the time, because can't stand it, but like this. We could go back to nature. Obviously, we're not going to have men sitting around because that would be gay. We're going to have loads of beautiful, hot women in bikinis. They don't have to be naked. Yeah, unless they want to be. Here is a really unhappy ginger hairy Mary. Look at her. Jesus, what the fuck happened to that Mary? Pregnancy was not good on her. She looks really pale and gaunt. A bit baldy even for a woman. Very strange. That one's old in her head. Baby, I've stopped fucking crying all night. And here we go. Oh, was he premature? No, that's his full size. Oh, okay. What's them things you stuck in his head? Acupuncture. Oh, okay. Okay then. Might not be true. I don't know. Here's Mary again. Oh, she got some fucking money, hasn't she? How come she's in a church when the churches haven't been built yet? I'm just saying, the churches and Christianity hasn't been invented yet because he hasn't, wasn't actually been a Christian yet. And Christians didn't even exist in the Bible. I'm confused about it. I'm confused. Don't worry. There is beauty in the world. There is beauty in the world. I love the colour magenta. That's trippy. Check this. Electric train, 1900 in Wiltstadt. They got them everywhere, man. That's what they were travelling around in the past. Again, look at this. Flower of Life. I shared it yesterday as a community message. And they're showing the pillars, but they're the four angels again. Can you imagine if these, these are Tauruses creating a magnetic field, just drawing the sun around the moon, round and round to the middle, and then back out again like that. And then it gets right back out on a cycle out here, and it starts to fall all these lands outside, and this bit comes over as well. And then everyone has to move because it's Ragnarok and it's cold. Here it is, said Black Sun in Antiquity. Rising up from the North Pole hole. Rising up! Make everyone happy. Making everyone happy is impossible. Pissing them off is a piece of cake. I like cake. I love cake. We love the cake. Okay, let's get to that in a minute. Jesus forgets a punchline. That would be really difficult to forget a punchline. You, fisherman there. Yes. Oh, I've forgotten. No, go on. You were going to say something important. I can see. No, I was going to say something important, something really important for the future of humanity. But I've forgotten. Oh, yeah. Go with peace and love in your heart. Yeah, that we knew that already. Thanks. You're not very good at this, are you? I am usually. Here it is. Can anyone identify this person? Come on. I'm watching chat. Magenta psyop right now. Magenta, I see it when... How can magenta be a fucking psyop? If you've done sun gazing, the sun turns a magenta colour and cars turn like nice in magenta as well. No, it is a thing, Von. Magenta is a fucking thing. It's not psyop. Fucking hell. Yes, that's right. Reclaim the plane. It is Aleister Crowley in his youth. Yeah. Well done. Well done, you lot. Well done, Joy. Well done, Epi. Well done, Marianne. Well done, Roger. Okay, you all know. Yeah, it is Aleister Crowley. Yeah. So, I wonder what's in that pipe of his. He's off to the North Pole. He was a mountaineer when he was young. He climbed mountains for some reason. Don't know why they do that. Sex lives of animals without backbones. Have you know about this? Fucking incredible science. You know about slugs? Slugs got like a 10-foot long penis. I know you don't believe me, but it's true. 10-foot long. Have a look on YouTube. They go under chairs and then they got this long thing, this curly like that. And then I don't want to go into details of how slugs do it. Look into it for yourself if you're interested. There's a book on queer fish. So you can find out, I've mentioned this before, there's the bab dickfish. So if you go like in a smelly river in like Mexico, you can have like a fish that drills up your penis and lays little dickfish. And they got like babs when they're coming out. Apparently it's not very nice. I wouldn't like to do it. This was in a newspaper a couple of years ago, and I think it was true as well. An ancient photo of Jesus found. Yeah, primitive camera captured Jesus Christ in 30 AD. It's awesome. Here they are. Everyone's getting your soul sucked up into the... That's what your soul looks like. It looks like a big lump of jellyfish, and you're going up into that realm there. What's in that realm? Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Powerhouse chairs everywhere. So absolute comfort. They bring you over like Costa coffee. It's fucking awesome. So I found this interesting, church. I'm gathered by the Russian that it's in Russia. But it's taken some changes. Maybe the war. Again, you can be blamed. Or maybe just let's hide what this shit does. You can see that in the past, it's got a sun there where the window is. It's got another astronomical clock with a disk, sun, moon, loads of different spots, and what looks like some, I don't know, around it. And this is another type of astrological clock, or astronomical clock, on the top. And now they've just got a clock, and the other one's missing. So I think there was a whole number of these clocks. We're doing what I showed you earlier with the Prague Clock. Right, let's have a look at some more Flemish art, because it's really trippy and everyone's in ginger hair and it's happy times there. Nothing's gone bad yet. Set the controls for the sun. Oh. Thank you for wishing me well, whoever that was. And thank you. Water closets. What's the difference between a closet and a cupboard? Well, a cupboard is where you keep cups. But in Britain, a cupboard is where you hang your clothes. See how confusing reality is? Years ago, these were the first toilets. So you go, lock yourself in the cupboard. This was belonging to one of the first toilets belonging to Kaiser Wilhelm III, the German. He had his own water closet. And have a quiet little moment to yourself. And this is the Harput Mosque image in Turkey, 12th century, and it exhibits the flower of life ornament and also swastika elements here. And as you can see, all the way up here, there is miniature flower of lives, and it's even got swastikas on it. From that culture, which is Persia. This is in America, Quebec. No, Winnipeg. This is Winnipeg's like hall, county hall, Hotel de Ville in Winnipeg. A big chunk of a thing, big doors, front door up in the air as usual. And oh god, it's a biggie. And what looks like maybe a potential landing platform for a balloon on top. I think for a building that size in the center of Winnipeg, I think that would do. Somebody said, I showed a picture a week or so ago, a woman in a London market buying cat meat. And I just like thought to myself, they were selling cat meat. And she put it to me in the comments that it meant that it was meat for cats and not made out of cats. So I was like, oh, yeah, I see what you're saying there. It's like cat meat. They're just saying it different. Okay, get out of this. Horse flesh sold here. And I had horse steak in Belgium once with peas. And they didn't tell me till after I ate it, but it was fucking juicy. juicy like a pin-bone steak. I hope Santos is not watching right now, spitting at his computer. So yeah, horse flesh soldier, and everyone's queuing up for a nice big fat juicy steak of horse. What's not to like? This was a spooky club that was in Paris in the past. Let's have a look. And it got changed and had a face over in the 1920s. This was outside in the 1800s when they made all of these demons. It's in Montmorency in Paris. And it looks like Halloween. Electric lights there, though, interestingly. Late 1800s. So, yeah, they're totally macabre, the French, aren't they? They do all sorts of weird shit. It's called the Cabaret des Trans, and it's a number 100. And they got demons. And they change them every so often. Giant spiders, demons, and spooky shit. And there's a lady perambulating, proving that women did have babies in the past. It might not be just a new thing. Shit. Check that out. They changed it again, haven't they? Whoa. See, that put me off, lad. I wouldn't want to go in there, guys. Be like, no, you go in there. That looks way evil. Magical. Fuh. And that's inside there. It looks ancient, man. It looks just proper ancient. There's a lot of spookiness going on. They keep changing the outside as well, I've noticed. And one can go and have a coffee or a beer in spooky surroundings, but they pulled it all out and they put Art Deco up on there in the 1920s. And there you are. Nice Art Deco. Fuck off evil. That's what it is now. So strange that they would do that. So video recorders, like RCA VHS 6-hour recording, cost $788, guys, back in the day. And this is with a deduction as well. Yeah. Why not cheer up your father with a $800 VHS? Get him a Betamax. They were that price, guys. It's just fucking nuts. They were having the right old giraffe at us, weren't they? I'd like to start a flight company exclusively for bald people. I'll call it Receding Airlines. Receding Airlines. Well, I think it's good. Evil hates Art Deco. Art Deco's just got nothing going on, Jonathan. But, you know, Cardiff Station, where I live's Art Deco, and it's very attractive. Some of it is. No, Texas is neither southern nor western. Texas is Texas by William Blakely. In fact, that is so true. It's not like any other place. It's just Texas. So here's my favorite Blue Peters. I don't know what era you're from. India. Wilson is old enough to probably remember these. Peter Purvis, Valerie Singleton, and John Noakes, who was famous for his big penis, and Shep, the dog. Yeah. And, they was happy days. Here's one I made earlier. Here's Pan's People in Knickers to come and sing Mike Oldfield's Blue Peter. Awesome days. So see this here. I'll tell you a story. This is the oldest Roman arch in Britain, and it's in Lincoln. And I went there, and here is in the old days, the oldest Roman arch in Britain. God save the ring. No, the king. All right. So there's a guy living in here with his wife, and I'm here with, like, I'm on tour with Flat Earth, with Flat Earth British Reset thing. And so there's a gang of us outside here, and he comes out, and this is during COVID. And when he's telling us all about it, and he's saying, oh, yeah, man, British documentary came here and he interviewed me and all that. And he was really all right. And his wife banged the window and said, get in here, get a mask on, get in here, get away from him. They got James. So he's like, I got to go in. My wife's beating me up. Just put a mask on, not talk to people. It's COVID. It's like, yeah, all right, fuck off. Strange times. These are people 1846 and almost moving. 1846. And this is in the famous Greyfriars Kirkyard Cemetery in Edinburgh in Scotland. And it's a famous film. There's a film, actually films about this kirkyard. The Body Snatchers. One about a lovely dog that lived in the graveyard. Can't remember that one. I think it was with the guy out of the Sweeney. Lovely little film. No, the guy at the Professionals, Jackson. Yeah, he was in it. Anyway, so it looks really old, and this is 1846. When the fuck did they build all of these mausoleums for the dead? Anyway, so a study of light in photography. So yes, it's a young, pretty woman, but it's a study of light and form in 1900, in color, in 1900, guys. Color photography. Not added, not altered later at the time. It's got a name, can't remember. What were Victorians doing and the Edwardians? Was chilling out in the sun. Make sure you cover up. You don't want any of it actually on you, and have a nice picnic in the grass, because the grass hasn't got chiggers. Chiggers up your bum, which is not a good thing to have. I've lost you, so why should I care? The lady without feeling. Mantahari, or Manhari, as they say. So I used to, this is not such a Victorian pastime. Look at the nice shit they got though going on, the Victorians. And bathing the little one, even it's got baby cap on in the bath. No, I used to have exactly the same, man. Basically, I used to sit in like a steel bath when I was a baby. My mother used to pour hot kettles of water over me, and I'd be going, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot, too cold, too cold, too cold, too cold. Too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot. Obviously not that accent because I was a little baby. So yeah, freezing cold, scorching. And apparently all British children had that. But it was in front of the coal fire because that's the only warm place in the house, because this was in the days before central heating. Yeah, happy memories, Marianne. Me, naked, in a little steel bath, chubby little Martin. I had dimples too. I'm not telling you where though. Check these out. Illuminating pens. I'm thinking of going back into art. If I can get illuminating pens, I'm going to do it. Do Antiquitech with like electric lights. Isn't that nice, guys? So Cheryl once said to me, "What the fuck is that?" I said, "Oh, it's a radiator." She was right. I ain't seen them before. I'm like, what? They don't do them in Texas, do they? Well, no, it's because it's boiling fucking hot. We've got air conditioning, isn't it? But in Britain and Europe, we have things called radiators. They have hot water in them. And in the old days, you can keep a little hot plate going. And I don't know why they haven't done that now. It would be fucking awesome if I could keep my pizza warm on top of my radiator. Radiators with little heating compartments. Very genius. So we do this. I'm sure in your area, you got exactly the same, haven't you? Use your path, walk this way, fucker. Or, nah, I walk where I fucking want to do. I walk with the people, bro, and I walk across the grass, because this is the way that the ley line is laying, and you put it there, but I really, and everybody else wants to go across the grass here. Everybody does it. Everybody does it where I live. They designate a path across the grass. You can see it, like on Google. So there's that, where they cut across the field. Inherent. User experience inherent in us. Here's the second Great Wall of China. This one's in India, though. And they say it is the second longest wall in the world. It looks a little bit like the Great Wall of China, except it's got no defenses on the one side. And it goes all the way up there. And that is probably connected to the Silk Road Great Wall of China affair that we mentioned numerous times, that we'll touch upon again. Check this out. This is in Iran. And they have these, what they are, vertical water mills. And apparently they've been running for 1,000 years. And they're still active. They pump water. These are, see these windmills? So I'm blow them up a bit more. Vertical windmills. 1,000-year-old. And they're still working today. Bringing water, obviously. Pumping. Some technologies just built to last. And here it is. Tartarian lady of China Cha. And she's got like more material than a body weight. I don't know what that line is there. She's geisha-esque. I'm not sure what that is on her back. It might be some sort of tech or instrument either. But check out the Antiquitech hat, guys. It's like a tinfoil hat, isn't it? Phoenician cartouche with 2 lion, maybe griffins with serpent tails, maybe. No, just know what's it. Again, Charabaduskis, and they're filling jugs with a liquid here and here for these two. That probably means infiltrating society with drugs like they do. Thanks, government. And here we see the lion on a shield, but there's what looks like arrows, an axe, and you've got fasces there and some poles at the end of the axe. So weaponry in an old book. Set the control. Oh, it's quite heavy, the rain out there. And more Phoenician decoration that goes on buildings. Again, the Green Man. Again, Bacchus. Again, many personifications for that character. Check this out. It's got mermaids on this one. Let's have a little close-up on that. They're not quite human yet. They're on that transition thing from fishy thing into human. Just giving her a little kiss. Yeah. And they're holding up a big, massive jug. Okay, they'll be holding some jugs later. Boom, boom. So here is an Antiquity dig, which is showing, like, this lady's coming in and moving her eye. I think this is in the Balkans, right? And see these here? Got another picture of what these upright things are here. So it's a peat farm. They are coming in. They're cutting out big clogs of peat. Basically, what I'm talking about here is mud, and taking it away on carts for maybe fuel. But essentially, they're cutting away mud. I wonder why they're leaving towers of peat. There's a lot of people doing that peat farming. So this is a crater. Sure, I don't know the geographic location, but if you look close up, interestingly, there's a second crater. And in this one, elliptical thing, looks maybe man-made, is this and this feature. And I was really interested to know what they were, and they are these, and I don't know what they are, but it looks like a hatch. Don't know what that is, maybe breathing apparatus, but this is a hatch, and it looks like staircases that go underground. Oh. Vault life! It's the only life I know. And there's a massive speaker here. Can you imagine this in his heyday? Can you imagine, like, banging bass line coming out of there? A bit of dub or something. Oh, juicy. Coming out of the massive speaker of this building. And there's another speaker there for the tweeters. And the main bass bin there. Which would have covered that area with Russian funky tune. It would have been awesome. So beautiful these are made. The detail, I mean, it's fantastic. You can see cherubs, you can see Caduceus and Mercury's winged hat, horns of plenty. Again, the whole thing again repeated, but such detail in these. I love the way they stand out. So yeah, feel free to comment anything you want to put forward against or for what we said earlier concerning the Prague clock. Anything you can help and bring forward, and any suggestions, and we'll read them and take them on board. Take this thing forward. So here's a Tatarian lady. She's overkill on the headwear, but these coins and all of this. Chains and all of this is some sort of technology harnessed to make her brainy, and it's a bit more spiritual. And years ago, they used to have these. 1915, Ringland Brothers used to go around with a steam-powered pipe organ, playing Tilly and Pum Pum to people in different areas. So that would have been awesome. It's a Phoenician checking out her mirror, or is it a Skype unit? A tablet. Everywhere you see that. So the spinal cortex on the Bryan looks coincidentally like the elephant godage, not sure if it's Ganesh, the elephant godage of the Hindus. So I'm wondering, could that be what they're really telling us that is? It's coincidentally the same. Set the controls for the sun. So this place looks to have a muddy blood fuck mess, doesn't it? Look at how the buildings are all blown up and they got a lot of mud and brick and stone everywhere. Cofferdam around the church because they're touching it up. Somewhere in Italy. Sublime art. From one chunk of marble, does this artist make a Phoenician hair? How? We don't know. 3D printed or something. We don't know how the art is made either. There she goes. She's on a one-wheel thing with star beams coming out of it. So she's on a unicycle. She's got a bit of a split personality. She's got a dark side to her. And she's looking in the mirror communicator again. Here there's a woman who looks like a witch, but she's a cone head. There's no need to have a hat that big. She's got shot in the chest with an arrow again. And she's covered in cobwebs because it's all stuck to it. It's hanging off a hat. Oh, no, it's a veil. Hang on a minute. I've seen that before. A load of like veil hanging off of a big hat. Why would they do that? Catch the ether. Charge. Definitely. Wow, cool, cool, cool. Excuse me, I don't know. I just like the light. I was thinking if you walked up there on a summer's day and the light bursts through, you just stop and have a look and go, ah, God, it can be all right sometimes, life, can't it? Just at a sign or a beautiful scenery for a moment. Make you appreciate what it's all about. Yeah, fucking up Antiquity. Here they come into the machines here. And this one is actually falling. It's not like a church. It's not got pews. It's a church machine. And this one is falling. Circumstances, afraid I couldn't tell you. Earthquake probably, or something. So the long gun of Galabara. Now they're saying that they gallivanted this around with horses, and it looks like a long flute to me for a giant. Or Lee suggested this week it could be a clanger for a bell. Did they use cannons that we see some of them for giant bells as clangers? Bong, 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 like so. Maybe. There it is again. What can lift it? Interestingly, it's covered with wire all the way around it. Very, very fasces-like. Yeah. What is it like inside? I'd love to know. But yeah, some sort of cannon. Apparently, I don't know if they're shifting this around for these days and what projectile is shooting. I couldn't even tell you. But it's a massive, massive cannon. Or is it? Put ropes on there, and this could be a clanger for a giant bell. Bang. The national boat of Wales, where I live, is called a coracle. And a coracle is a round boat, and it's what the Welsh people have been using for time immemorial. And North American Indians have a type, and Indians in India also have a type of coracle boat, round boat. Coincidentally, the Welsh have them too. And in far-off antiquity, they were using coracles as well. The Welsh national boat, the coracle. And they got them in India and everywhere else. So monorail, check this out. So I'm guessing it run by steam, but I can't see any steam propulsion, so electric maybe. Beautiful style, and it runs on one rail through the countryside. Monorail in Tataria. I bet that was running everywhere. I had a monorail on a birthday once, and I invited a kid to my birthday party, and he was so fucking jealous. He broke it day one. Never got it to fix again. I was gutted. But he gave me a tank, which I got over there, made of steel as a button me up. So how long has virtual reality been out? Think existence. How long has that shit been out? Yeah. Introducing Sensory Rama, a revolutionary motion picture system that takes you into another world with 3D, wide vision, motion, color, stereo sound, aromas, smell-o-vision, guys, wind and vibrations. And it's all happening in there. and it takes you into another virtual reality in the 1950s. They haven't even got that now. Winds, aromas and all that. Well, they're just starting to. 30 years ago. Totally immersive. Totally cool. In case you didn't know. Another Roman arch. This one's on the continent, I think Turkey, but similar to the British one. Some are still existing. It's supposed to be 2,000-year old. I know who built these, and I know it wasn't long ago. So in India, or Burma in this case, you see this as far as the eye can see, and it looks coincidentally exactly like a processor, because it is. It's part of the circuit board city structure. And a Hellenistic mirror from that period. They had shit as fine as that, with a looking glass, supposedly a looking glass in there. Could have been some form of technology for communication. This is an unusual picture from the Hermetics, and it's got like the usual Phoenicians turning up with the plasma charge. Here's old Father Time again with the hourglass, and they got this ball thing going on with a celestial sphere type thing, soldiers in there, one looking in a looking glass with a, I don't know, and they're blowing in the wind. So this is what turns up from another place, totally trippy and unreal, because, and they're not round anymore, because that's what they were going on. They were trippy and unreal from another place. So this thing is left to rack and ruin, damage, and you can imagine the size of this place in Persia back in the day. But they had a reset. So this onion dome, guys, on this thing. It's got windows in it or something, or blowholes. Crazy. So the jesters, let's have a look what the time is, because I started at 8 o'clock and I'm going for 2.5 hours. Oh shit! I haven't even showed any vintage photos or anything. Yeah, how many people? Yeah, 595 of you still here. Awesome. Thank you, Liddy. Thank you, Starshine, Star Bright Tarot. Thank you, Moonpoint. I'll come back and give you all shouts in a minute. Okay, so there's a cage full of jesters. Jesters are supposed to be the most intelligent people in the royal court, although they don't look like in this case. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I had a strange dream last night. I'm going to share with you. Don't be laughing, because it's not that funny. I think these giants there. I had a dream I shit myself. I never done that in real life, so I'm not sure what it means. But basically, I went into a toilet and I looked under the cubicles. There was one person in one of the cubicles. And I was like, I can't go in this cubicle. But unfortunately, it was too small for me to actually bend. And I remember looking and thinking, oh my God, I've actually shit myself. And then one of them rolled down my leg into my sock, or down by my boot. And I was like trying to flick it out my leg. Now I can assure you this has never happened in any real life circumstances yet. Right? So why? I don't know. Maybe it's me like sort of psychologically offloading all my shit. Does that make sense? Like a personal reset. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading into it too much. But yeah, I shit myself. I've never done that in real life. Anybody, ladies, or anything. I hope you're not laughing. John Paul Jones. I'm glad you never sold your soul to Satan like the rest. Awesome. Good band, though. So here's an old man. I told about Led Zeppelin. He's a bass player. Him, he might not be him. I hope so. He might be. I don't know. I reckon I got loads of famous people watching me. Then they run off. So they fuck it up. So here's a violin. Here's a violin and a harp in one for a giant. The harpsy viol. Played by an old man. This is in Newcastle. This is what the world was like. I know what she's thinking about. What did people think about back then? Oh, what am I going to fucking cook for dinner like they do now, I suppose? Because that's all everyone thinks about now, isn't it? It's main thing of the day is, well, what am I going to eat? It's all shit, the food these days. I can sort that shit food thing out. It's called, don't bother eating, peanuts. So, Jesus still lit up. You got the dove from above. All red-winged Cherubinuskis. Wow, Hairy Mary turns up. Can you see Hairy Mary? Wonder why Mary is covered in hair. Can anyone explain? Oh, tiny little angels. Hairy Mary. I'd love to know. That is so weird. And it looks like a bloke. It might not be Mary, but Mary is hairy. What's he touching the red cloth for? So, oh, nice bit of red cloth. But again, super ability. Ah, shit. He's got 2 pairs of hands. And he's got someone behind him. Bit like a magic trick. Gosh, trippy there. Yeah, more crucifixion. These are not so glowed up because I definitely think the second coming is happening. I think we're on the move. I think the second coming's happening. And I think it's going to be King Arthur and everything's going to rock. And they're going to be like, scared and running. He stole it up there. Good. Thank you. We love you, God. So I've been looking into these, why the monks had baldy heads. Lee, I was wondering why the monks had baldy heads, and I think it was something to do with mind control caps, and they could just put it on their head, you know, like they do with mind control implements. But it might not be that. Apparently, it's to let the evil spirits out. No, it's not. Apparently, it's to be clean or something to do with sacred stuff. Oh, bollocks. But it looks really weird, doesn't it? Here's a monk. He's got his head shaved as well. He's also thought he'd make a swastika out of tomato ketchup. Nice touch, kid. Here is Mongolian Jesus. And he is lit up. He's got a red cape on. He's glowing. This one's glowing hard. Here are all ginger people in the background. There's a couple of dark heads, but overwhelmingly ginger because this seems to be the only population in the world that's ginger at the time, except for Jesus. Got dark hair and maybe a little bit of purple going on. And looking decidedly oriental in that case. What is he, black, oriental? I don't know. Can't even make our minds up, can we? So here's an angel. It's got beautiful wings. I would love an angel to visit me. Say stuff. Say, Martin, we like some of the stuff you do, but some of the stuff we don't like. See this size of this skyscraper in Antiquity? This is from a Van Eyck picture. He's drawing stuff in Bruges or Ghent, and it all looks like that. Antiquity skyscrapers. Here's another bicycle of Antiquity. But they never invented it till like the 1800s. But Van Eyck is painting them. In the Renaissance period, thanks Van Eyck. You've always been a favourite. There's a nice Van Eyck skyscraper. Clear view through there. And again, the dove from above. Coo, coo, coo. I'll do that. Coo, coo. So how many domes are there? Maybe that's what happens with the black sun is there's a dome and then another dome because they say there's 7 vaults to heaven. 7 domes and then it just moves inside that one, blocking the apparent sun that is being projected in, but it's not here because it's outside. Does that make sense? An apparent sun. Yeah, cool. So this is a pope. He's got the red cape on like Superman 2. He's also doing the old Baphomet. Okay. I don't eat babies, but I'm not sure he's actually telling the truth in that regard. I like a barbecue, a BBQ. So here's everyone getting killed in Armageddon. I don't know what's happening. It's probably some sort of plague or something. Antiquititus, it says there. Antiquititus. What a nice word. I think that might be the Justinian plague or something. They got checkerboard floor. I don't know. Let's have a look. Right, you got an angel here, a couple of monks. There's a sprog with maybe wings and a lot of caping going on, a lot of capes. Can't really work out what's going on there, to be honest with you. Okay, I think I got the gist of this one. But there's a lot of... oh, this is Florentine art. We've got a lot of classic architecture around. And they're making him better. Rub ointment on him. Kiss him better. So this is an astronomical clock here which they thought was happening on that thing on the Prague Clock, and a geographical clock, which is really interesting if they got the flat Earth real map inside. This is Shepard's version. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. It's not a coincidence. Everything you were taught is a lie. So they show us Antarctica, which I don't think is Antarctica. I think it's all made the fuck up. Okay? And there's no South Pole. Okay? The South Pole is not on the move, is it? It's the North Pole that's on the move. And the South Pole is under the North Pole. You can't get his magnetic fields go travel 12,000 fucking miles to complete the circuit. It's ridiculous shit. Anyway, doesn't matter. So Antarctica, they coincidentally made look exactly like the human Bryan. I mean, exactly. Neocortex, the whole fucking thing they did. They're taking a piss. Interestingly, yesterday I went to the castle grounds in Cardiff, and that there is Queen Elizabeth II, God rest her soul, and there's a stone there. I stood on that stone yesterday. I stood in the exact place of Queen Elizabeth II, on this stone here in Cardiff Castle Grounds in a stone circle. The idea is they're a load of druids or druidical stuff here in the stone circle, and the Queen was a druid, and she came to Cardiff Castle, and I stood in a place where she stood. Oh, I felt like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. You probably don't remember that advert. So Wales are going to be going for like a new leader, and he looks exactly like me, because it is me. And we got like a little bit of expansionism ideas. It's like getting our territory back. Because like Ludlow in Shropshire used to be the capital of Wales, now it's in England. I think that probably definitely proves that Shropshire was probably Wales. So bits of that back. Okay, you'll all be, you do well. You do well by it anyway. So as you can see, you got the Picts for the Scots. Okay, we're over in Island land. So that's the Phoenicians, because they're all ginger. So it is. And Wales and the Anglo-Saxon German fuckers, the Phoenicians that came from over the North Sea, are all on the bitch here. Okay, they can't get as far as dementia, Britain and Wales, because we are massively annoying, and we fuck them up, especially the Romans. Welsh is of this soil, this island, this senior language of the men of Britain, and the Welsh is beautiful. It's God's country. Everyone knows it. And that was by the author of Lord of the Rings, because all of that stuff to do with Middle Earth is he's telling you where we are. We're in Middle Earth. Okay. And then orcs. Yeah. Then them fuckers that came along and spoiled the day. So there we are, the Welsh. All loads and loads of maps. They're all showing you that most of this part of the world was in fact Welsh. And we're the oldest language, and we spoke Welsh. Use Cambria, Welsh. Long Greece, that'd be the Phoenicians. They came and invaded, took over our land. And here, all of this bit here used to be all in Wales. Now it's not. And here's our border here on Offa's Dyke. Because we sort of got invaded, and they sort of didn't give it back. Why should I be bothered? Because I'm a proud Welshman. So 592 you still watching. Epic. Wicked. Okay, makes it up to share this out. Hippie Shake, she's proud to be Welsh. Yeah, we're proud people. There's not many of us, see, so we've got to be. Otherwise, people won't even know about us. Austin G. Another interesting fact about Britain. Right, oh God, I fucking missed it. Epic. Thank you, Donna Marie. Thank you, Jonathan. I expect it was really interesting, but I'm past my burn update. The land of Longris. And BB Lely, thank you, Jonathan Sherman, looks like the face to the side. And Alva Billy, and thank you, Lee. I'll take a bow for this one. Mic drop. Bing. Gregory Leon. Yeah, flat earth map in the middle. That's what it's doing, guys. That is it. It explains every single bit of this. It really does. And it's the first time I've been able to. It's like the unified field. I've worked it all out. Only for real. Vibes. Neil C. Good to see you. And Squirrel Sniper, who's patrolling? Thank you, Squirrel, for patrolling. X. Who is Alexa Marty? I don't know. I asked her rude questions once, and she answered me very rudely too. I asked her, like, are you Satan? She's like, I'm not permitted to tell you that. I'm not from this realm. I was like, well, you know. Was Gwent a land for foreigners? Yeah, Gwent was part of Wales as well, and still is. Gwent is Wales, but it was England. It's a bit of a switch back and forth with that one. Bit of a long story. They say the Welsh word means foreigners, but etymologically, that's only them saying it. I got no evidence that's true. Okay. Gregory, kill the hive mind, smarty Marty, thank you. Godfrey, I lovely. Almost too mind-blowing tonight. Glad you agreed. I've been very excited about talking about all this and putting it together. And for a couple of days now, it's just been really exciting. I love to do stuff like this. And it is a mic drop, guys. That is an overpowering definite yes. Go through it yourself. Just check out the evidence yourself. Look in the Prague Clock. You'll see this true. Mama Cat, all dressed up, Martin, looking sharp. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I've got my scruffies on. If you've seen my bottoms, I've just got my scruffy old brown tracky bottoms on. But I won't show you because they're a bit like, they disclose you-ish. Don't even know if that's a word. Variety Walker. What is that? Variety Walker. Eucalyptus love. Everyone says that. I don't know what the fuck it means. Dale. Black sun looks like the eclipse. Well, yeah, it does. That's what we was thinking earlier. So talking about, yeah, it does. Oh, thank you, Angela. Great show as always. Can you create a flat earth British brolly? Oh, let me get back up there, sweetness. Brolly. I've got every item. I've got cups and stuff, even like dog jackets and things with flat earth British flat thumb things on. No, I should guess something for myself. I've got nothing flat earth British from my flat earth British shop. And I've never received anything from a flat earth British shop since I've had it. So I don't know how it all works. My patronage is Welsh, the Red Dragon. Nice one, Linda. Everyone's got a little bit of Welsh in them. I don't know. Well, Dom Fun, good to see you, my friend. Mo Samson, yes, bro. Well, go on. Good to see you, my friend. And everybody, stay epic. Be wicked. Mr. Zippo sound. Yeah, my Zippo's run out of petrol and I haven't been to a place that sells it. But as soon as I do it, I'm going to get that on the go now, Liddy, this week. Get my Zippo on the go. I miss it too. Okay. Mr. Mythos, Martin, that Jesus reminded me. I don't actually, John, I don't watch it's on YouTube. Nice documentary. I'll have a look. I don't really watch YouTubes because I'm always busy doing research and content. So I mean, no point. I don't get nothing done if I watch YouTube. I like to watch my stuff, music and stuff, and the odd. I like travel documentaries or cute animal things. Combat Finn. I'm half Welsh and Scottish. I've got like third Scottish in me. My great grandmother was Catherine Campbell. So maybe me and Campbell are even related. I don't know, further on back. You know, like the meatballs, Campbell's meatballs, or Campbell's tomato soup even. I might be related to them. Oh, let's not have a go with religions, Ben. I've been thinking about that today. Let them carry on. It's their journey, innit? And they're happy doing it as well. I'm quite sorry I picked on them Jehovah's Witnesses in Fort Worth. Now, I felt bad about that because they were happy. They look confused and had no life whatsoever, but that's their fucking business, isn't it? And who am I to care? It's not my journey. Everyone's got their own journey in this place, and I shouldn't interfere, really. You know, people's personal journey to truth, you know. And if I'm happy if they do share it, yeah, because YouTube's a minefield. Let's just put it that way. Myra, good to see you. Of disinformation and bullshit on toast. If he's pushed like fuck on YouTube, like that fucking guy on Joe Rogan, that's all over YouTube, don't know his name, actor guy, then you know something's fucking up because he's just shared everywhere. Everyone's on about it. 34 Saluto Martin, catch you all that time. Thank you, Dirk Van Gessel. Awesome to see you here as well. So yeah, I've been talking for almost 3 hours. I actually haven't shared my pictures, but it won't matter. Let me just show you this little festival. This is happening in 5 weeks' time or so. If you do buy tickets, Word up the guy and say Martin sent me, because I'm actually trying to get somewhere to stay there, and it's like fucking needs to. Honest to God, it's just so I haven't got money. So word them up so they can try and give me somewhere to stay, because I'm going as a speaker and stuff. I'm like, I need bed. It's a Beautiful Sound Festival 2014, and there it is. All like these YouTuber people. I don't really know any of them really, except for Matt Utissier, because he used to be on Question of Sport. I know him. Steve Hughes, because he come up on YouTube the other day, and I watched his Apollo Live thing. And Mac and Dave and Lee, he was my mate. Davis Weiss, and I know them because they're on my gang. Chris DeCarl, I know. Martin Leaker, oh yeah, I know him. It's troubling. And yeah, so do that. That is British. It's got all like grassy bits and a lake and stage and music and health things. They got all shit going on. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm doing that. Oh, Daz Band, that's it. Darren Nesbitt's playing as well. We all know Darren Nesbitt. Don't we stick the New World Order up your ass, guy? He's going to be there. He's probably going to sing that. So that'll be epic. So yeah, I'm going to share more pictures next time, guys. I've just run out of time and I've run out of steam. Oh, bad. When you pull the fucking thing off then. Right, Ian, Britain, Cambria and beyond. Yeah, come to Bath. And this video is dedicated to our brother. We're going to miss him. Bryan Evans. He was epic to be here. He always brought the love, never moaned. And that's what it's about, guys, isn't it? Bringing the love and vibration. Yeah. And now he's moved on. So one of ours. So it's like a little tiny bit of us. But we loved him, and he knows we loved him, and that's all good because he went over knowing that. Wiggly, wiggly, squiggly, flat thumbs. Sage Ragey, like your name. Thank you, Mr. Rasta. And tickets for that don't forget to mention me. Scavenging a place. Alv Billy, just being honest. Jason, Austin, and Vaughn. Don't forget to mention Magenta is a psyop. Will you stop it with that? You're showing a fucking Vimana flying around. Thanks, Eating Biggs. It's not a psyop, it's real. What are you on about? God, my head's gone now with that. Thanks, guys. Stay epic. Keep it real. May the seeds of your loins be forever thankful in the belly of woman. Yeah, send love and prayers. Richard was in here earlier, and his tier as well, and all Brian's kids and that. Who have graciously come over, in a terrible grieving time. I know, God knows I've been there. To come over and say thanks to us and that, guys. So for being so extra gorgeous and special, this is what you get. Extra juiceness for being so fantastic. So love you all. Thank you, Marianne. Yay! We never wasted YouTube. I know. Okay, let's get going. Let's not be sad, like I said. You wouldn't want that. Okay. It's good to be epic. Dabbing good. Good to see you back, man. Been a long time catching up lives. Oh, yeah, man. Been a long time, Dabbing good. Good to see you back. And there's my bro, Psycho Dave. He's got a new dog, man. It's Lush. English Bull Terrier. It's beautiful. And Sketch, Glenn's in the house getting sketched by Lee. Sketchich. I'm sad now. I know, Sketch. I know, Glenn. It is a loss, but we were gifted and graced by his presence for the time that he spent here, and he decided to do his journey in truth here. So we should be grateful for that. And then he touched us. Not in a personal way, because that would be rude. But you know what I mean. Moot Pooch, Gigi, Linda, Hippie, Vibes, Squiz, John Fletcher, and Ginger Green. Oh, yeah. Albion Rover. Good to see you, my friend. And Gigi, all one. Whatever happened to Martin Kenny in the Cosmic Egg Theory? Well, after about 2 or 3 years, milk egg carton boxes, was model made out of, and the PVA all fell apart on his egg model. He's living in Portugal on an off-grid place at the moment, somewhere. Yeah, it's a few of them. Ritno. Can't see my brain. He's also living there in this off-place thing. But I haven't seen Martin in years, probably 4 years or something. He's an old mate. Ben Buchanan. So much love to Martin and all the crew out there in Portugal land. Everyone's looking to fuck off, aren't they, and bug out because it's on. We'll work it out. Isabella, it's more than one way to skin a cat, excuse the saying. Barbara, Heronson, staying positive and keeping your vibration up. That doesn't fucking big damage to them because they rely on us negative and down there, believe you me. You fight them by doing that, by keeping your vibration up. And it's hard, guys. Everyone has shitty things happen every day. It's how you deal with it. If you just don't go panic at the disco, you deal with it. And you know it's going to be okay. And you just trust yourself, trust your intuition, that things will work out. Even if it seems like, oh, fuck, it ain't going to work out, I can show you it will. Okay? Because it's you that's making it happen. We're keeping your vibration on the right place. Like Lee says there, just be happy. Okay? That is the formula here. That is the key to a long and productive life. Is just maintaining that happy vibe. Thank you, Czech Republic. Love Czech Republic, Diana. $20. I went to Czech Republic 2 years ago. I was in Český Budějovice, Budweiser, and I went a few other places as well. Krumlov I went to. It was lovely Krumlov Castle. I loved it there. It's a beautiful country. I'll have to go again one day. Ginger Green, sending love and favourites. Love to Martin. Have a beautiful weekend yourself. And thank you, Cheryl Bailey, for everything. She's there. Cheryl Bailey, she's got a keeper. And Austin G. And AI ain't happy. Oh, diddums. Diddums to AI. Oh, fuck off, isn't it? AI. AI. It's easy to say what the all-seeing eye is, isn't it? AI. Says in there. AI. It's got the I word in there. That's the all-seeing eye. Watching you. Innie. Oh, yeah, I never went there. I was like literally really close to where Manny lives in Austria. I was on the Austrian border, but he was working. Couldn't find time to come meet me up. I was going to drive down to Austria and see him. Thanks, Martin. As always, fascinating presentation. Thanks for all the beautiful vibes from Magic Nova. Thank you for being here. Cecilia, thank you for being here too. Good day. Down in New Zealand. God, it's all that way away. It's really weird, isn't it? It's like you're next door. And Austin G again. And Bab. Hey, Bab. Bab voice. Good vibes. Good time, show. You are. Okay, 3 hours, 500 of you. Make sure, please, do share this out if you want to. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Anyway, that was us. Going to look at that research for yourself. Check it out yourself and see that we're right. Martin Leaker, Flat Earth British, Incorporated. Drops the mic. Boom. Fuck you, Illuminati. Thanks, guys. Illuminati. Yeah, I was thinking of getting a problem page going on for the Illuminati, making complaints about what the Illuminati, yeah, like everything. Anyway, stay epic, guys. See you soon.